He's going to spend some more time
Yeah,
with his
no,
mum and
what
be a
was
good
the
son.
last bit? Wobbly woof, or whatever it
He
was.
said, "Motherly love," in a quiet way.
What, like Oedipus?
Yep.
No, not like Oedipus.
I'm very glad to hear it, Kieran. I think Hannah would have something to say about it.
Yeah,
I was
she'd be
teaching my
what?
students
No.
about Oedipus and Electra. It was great.
Great.
They're like, that's well gay, sir. And you're like, actually, it's not gay because, you know.
Because his mum's a
They're like,
lady.
oh, yeah.
Distinctly not gay, and I have sex, so there, shut up.
Do you?
I did it.
That's on the recording now.
You can call me Big Strokes for sex.
Right, it's been a while. It's been a while since we played. However, didn't really do much last session, so it's not a big problem. You began at the base of Mount Archelon, having travelled north from various places, joining together in your quest, if you've forgotten, to find Jorek, because seemingly he's missing. But you know, it's not a big matter of urgency. You can spend some days just hanging about, taking little rests, having a nap, chilling in a cave.
I have
Do
two
what you want,
questions
really.
before you go any further.
Yeah.
Number one,
Yeah.
why should Grace give a shit about Jorek? And number two, why are you making such aggressive eye contact with me in the mirror? It's really unnerving.
It's my new hobby. And he's a fervent worshipper of Bahamut.
Yeah, but she's just like, meh. Well, no, Grace would probably care, but I'm just like, I don't know this guy.
Why would Anya care about Jorek is your question.
Yeah.
What
The main
answer
question I wanted to ask was about why you keep looking at me in the mirror whilst you're giving the introduction. Sorry, I'm going to be quiet now.
You realise you can move the mirror? By keeping it there, you are passively giving your permission for me to stare at you the whole time.
Yes, but it's more unnerving to not know when you're staring at my bum, like overflowing over the seat, than to know when you are.
Right. Can I continue with the introduction?
Yes, I'm going to mute myself again now. You're welcome.
So, you began at the base camp. Having spoken to various folk, you collected Grey and Atala, collected their clockwork little creatures with extra enchantments. Bungo and everyone said farewell to Archie, who helped you spare the night and asked you for the favour of seeking out his sister to check that she's doing okay once you reach Rhinebreath Monastery further up the mountain. Grace led you through the strict guard post manned by guards provided by Clan Archon themselves, often referred to as the Silver Statues by the locals because of their tendency to stand stoically stock still at their post, whatever weather comes their way. You began your ascent in climbing up the long platinum stair, the stone steps cut into the side of the mountain. You encountered harsher and harsher weather, eventually forcing Bungo, with a bit of quick thinking, to hollow out a little pod in the side of the mountain, where you spent a good few hours in close quarters, smelling each other's body odor and various farts and horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
As you were all bundled up together, Father Wright taking a particular liking to Blam's ample body heat and rippling muscles. Father Wright, I would remind you as well, currently has 2 levels of exhaustion, despite spending his entire time sitting on Atala's disc. Because he's old and a bit shit, and he's going up a very cold, difficult mountain.
Kill him.
You could kill him. That's an option. It's D&D. Do what you want. But eventually, through trial and tribulation and making very sensible, patient decisions, you made your way unharmed to the first proper waypoint, the abandoned Owlbear or Bear Cave. Did a little investigating inside. Grey made a point of flexing on you all by rolling 32 on his stealth check. Disappear inside an empty cave. Whereupon you found some scorch marks and remnants of a fire. Something else as well, but I can't remember. I didn't watch that bit, so there we go. And that's where you are now. You are in the cave. So you've actually still got most of the day left, but whether you, because you had discussed the point of staying there the rest of the day, because you don't want to half start the next leg of the journey and get stranded on cold stairs. But it's up to you guys. It's about halfway through the day at the moment, or maybe early afternoon. You've watched the weather crest into mild falling snow. You're safe and sound in this cave. Is there anything anybody would like to do?
Oh,
Much
jeez,
of-
fellas, it's really cold up
Walking
here.
time. It's really cool. How much walking time do we have left?
You had travel time. I think maybe you had 3-4 hours left, if you wanted to push on.
Okay. And then it was how many hours to the next stop?
Grace has told you it's 5 hours of pure walking, like time distance, but you guys have done a pattern of hour walking, hour resting, hour walking, hour resting,
Mm.
which, with some quick maths, isn't going to be possible because
No.
5 times 2 is 10. Yeah,
Holy shit.
What a
Yeah.
clever boy.
I know.
This is
You've
what
been
he-
bamboozled.
This is what he went to university for.
Paying off, big time.
Blamboozled.
You've been bamboozled, Avengers. Wait, not Avengers, Arrows. So yeah, if there's anything you'd like to do, if you'd like to continue, please do. You can just chat amongst yourselves. Your impressions of the climb so far. Bar to the right is collapsed off to one side, snoozing away. Loud snores. The Abturls, Rayla and her husband Temkin, found it. Also just sat looking pretty pooped. Gangsterthal is happily examining bits of cave and sort of chattering away to himself. But the rest of the day is yours to do with as you please.
I think Atala would just ask Grace of Gods what's in between this stop and the next stop in terms of like, because there was a climb before, but we didn't climb it, we went around it. So is there any similar things?
And you just pointed at me. Grace, you can do a check. Do a history or survival check for me. I don't mind.
History is +2, survival +4. I'm doing a survival one then.
Okay. Higher DC it is then.
Oh, you mean
No, I'm joking.
22.
22, very nice. Yeah, with that, you remember well. You know that whilst it is a 5-hour stretch in total, there are distinct sections to the climb. About 2 hours straight climb of stairs that the last time you went up them were in pretty good nick. They have like a rocky overhang to them, so they're not likely to build up with snow. Whatever the weather might be, it should be a pretty good climb. So the first 2 hours should go by without issue. Then there's a trickier section, a 1 hour stretch, but the last time you were there, it was bits of the stair had been looking like they were starting to break off, oftentimes with freeze-thaw cycles, bits of the stair start to crumble away and get smaller. It might be that you have to take it slower, it might be that you have to try and work around, but with a 22 you also know there is an option similar to before where you could climb up the mountain face and it would actually be quicker and avoid those potentially dangerous stairs, but you won't know for absolute sure the state of the stairs until you get there. Following that section, there is a final 2 hour section, which again should be similar to the first 2 hours, largely in good nick and fine. Though, again with a 22, because you rolled pretty well, I'd say this is an opportunity for you to probably warn people that in that second 2 hour section, so towards the end, before you get to the stone wing overhang, you're likely to start seeing bodies and names scrawled and carved onto the stairs where people have failed, carved their name and retreated back down, or failed in a bit more of a dramatic way and ended up frozen to death, or otherwise beaten and broken on the side of the mountain.
Okay, so it's more like that we could do if we have X amount of travel time left. It's probably better to do a bit and then leave the harder bit for the next day. Would you say?
that middle hour section would be very dangerous to do on
Yeah.
the time you have left now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, then would she know if there was anywhere to shelter?
Yeah, with the 22, you would know that there's nowhere by itself good enough to shelter properly at the end of a day's travel. But you also know that Bungo carved you a shelter before. You could speak to him potentially about doing the same.
Oh yeah.
With
Okay.
the setup of the stairs and then the rocky overhang, that's
Would-
actually not a
would-
bad option.
Would Bungo be anywhere near this conversation as it's happening, or?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay. Then she would say, we have much left to climb, but I think it would be the most prudent to wait until we have more. No, shit, I started that sentence wrong. It would be prudent to wait until the morning when we have rested to attempt the harder part of our journey, the middle section of Mount Archelon. It is littered with the remnants of those who did not make it to the top and were defeated by Bahamut's glory. Mr. Goodbarrel, if you could potentially carve us another shelter, it would be best to do this overnight, and then we can resume our climb in the morning.
I could certainly do so, but it would require a lot of energy from me again. I'm not averse to that, of course, but in case we encounter
there
anything in the night.
Would you be able to do it? Would you get that energy back on a long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, I'd have to use 2 5th level spell slots and 2 4th level, I think.
Shit. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we get up there and see what our options are, I guess? Or is that a
Yeah,
really
no,
terrible
I
idea?
like, how long is it to this place again?
So the full Stonewing overhang is 5 hours of straight travel.
I more mean like to the steps.
There's 2 hours of ascent to make, but with your abilities, you could stop at any point in those 2 hours to carve a...
I'm just worried about encountering something on the way, and then...
I don't think we need to, because then we just have a full day. It just cuts into the day tomorrow. Although if we get delayed tomorrow,
Yeah, exactly.
then it could help.
Yeah, also, I don't trust Tom as a DM. I reckon he's got some scary shit planned. And he just gave me a very evil smile. So I think we should definitely maybe play on the safe side.
Yeah, spend more time on the ascent. I'm sure Jurek's fine.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't want to waste any more time. We've already been quite slow.
Blam says push on.
Well, if Blam says push on, then I think we should push on at least.
Yeah, but
I
then
think
can
me and
Blam
Bungo
carry
have got
us?
exhaustion as well, though.
What was that, Hannah?
Tala and Bungo have got exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
Old
we
guy's
do.
got 2.
Oh, guys, got 2.
I still think
You can
we
do
should
an hour
push
at a
on.
time without gaining exhaustion.
Yeah, true.
I think we should do that and then see how we stand.
Yeah, I actually think we should
Yeah.
do it. I think we have to take a risk at some point.
Okay.
Weather's fine, right?
And I literally just heard the ha 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 in Tom's head go off and think, I'm going to fuck these guys up.
The weather is fine, yeah. There's a light snow, the wind is gusting, but it's pretty much as good as you've seen it.
Yeah, and the longer we wait as well, and if we wait round to the next day now, and then the weather goes bad again, we're stuck
Yeah.
again. We should make use
True.
of the
But
good
then
weather.
then we could get stuck in a tiny hole that you make instead of. But yeah, either way. I
No, I don't agree with that.
if there's any delays tomorrow, then we won't make it to the other place.
Exactly. We have to.
So-
I think in that case we kind of have to push on today. So yes, let's push on.
Okay.
We're staying here for at least an hour though, because I want to do my.
I believe you've done that, if I remember, with the recording.
Oh, that's right then.
You've had an hour
Good.
resting, so make sure you've all replenished what you get back on a short rest.
Yeah, I've already done it.
Because yeah, I remember saying to you guys that in that hour you see the weather shift and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Excellent. Then you set out once more out of the cave. Grace, you rouse Father Right and the Abturls and Gangsterthal.
Oh, I will though. Before we go,
Mm-hmm.
at third
I'm at-
level, I'm gonna cast it twice. I'm gonna cast aid. So I've got 6 people to pick from. Father Right's one. Who are the other civilians like Gangsterthal?
Gangsterthal, who seems to be doing mostly fine.
I s-
Tenkin Abturl, who's the guy, and Rayla
That's
Abturl,
3,
who's the woman.
4. So I'm going to cast it on all of them, 4. So they get plus 10 to their max and current HP, Tom.
Okay.
And
written that
then
down.
there's 2 more people then I can cast it on. One will be Atala. She's a bit squishier.
And yourself, probably, right?
No, I tell you what, I'm going to do it on Grey.
Oh.
I feel like potentially if we're going to climb, then Grey might be a good person to have extra health on if he's going to be like jumping off a cliff to fight a Yeti.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Okay. So,
Okay, how much?
10 to your max and current HP.
you see Bungo clutch his symbol, and a lazy, wafting wave of golden light emanates out from him. Each of you that's been touched by this spell feels empowered, stronger, resolute. Father Right wakes up with this and looks a bit dazed and confused. Looks around.
I
Looks
will.
to Grace for instruction.
I'm going to use a Pearl of Power slot to get one of those 3rd level cell sorts back as well.
Roger that. Okay. With that, you set back out. Out of the cave. The weather not too bad. But as you step back out, you feel the frigid cold of the icy winds. The air around you close in once more around your body. You pull your warm weather clothing tighten around you and feel your body give out an involuntary shiver as it has to reset itself away from the temporary shelter and slight reprieve of the abandoned animal cave. You set forth once more with Grace in the lead. Hopefully you can all see the marching order page at the moment. If you ever
Mhm.
want to make a change to it, just let me know.
No,
But
I'm still tethered to Bam. in
I'm
my-
assuming
my baby carrier.
the same as before, with Atala using the disc to keep Father Right plonking along.
Yeah. Tethered Dragon Boy.
Very good.
I was going to say, can I swap places with Father Right?
Father Right needs to be behind Atala, but you can easily swap people over. So you want to be at the back, Grey?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 'cause
Yeah.
it's because the disc has to follow behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm with you.
So there's, let me draw some more stuff on. There's dotted line disc, Father Right follows along behind Atala, and then Atala has attached herself to
Yeah, fuck it. If Sandral's next to him, then that should be alright.
Gangsterthal. Okay, roger that. You head on up the mountain, trudging back on the steps. You feel the strain and ache, the protest of your thigh muscles as they are pushed once more into action. The stronger of you, Blam, and the younger, Sandral, feeling it perhaps less than the older and the less athletically inclined. Shorter folk, Bungo and Atala, having to scramble a bit as they're climbing. Grace looking very serene at the front on a journey she's taken many times before. But you climb. You find yourselves higher and higher up the mountain, taking in beautiful views of rocky black peaks off to the side, crag and cutting stone, broken in form by gentle white snow that just seems to land endlessly upon this rugged, beautiful, dangerous landscape. An hour passes without issue. It is at this point that if you wish to continue on without rest, certain members will start to need to take tests to see if they become exhausted.
We're still doing the hour on, hour off, I think, right?
What time is it now?
Early mid-afternoon, about 3.
What time does it get dark? Like, pretty early, right?
Fairly early. You're in the winter months, around 5.
So if we could take a rest for an hour and then push on another hour and then it'll be dark?
Should line up quite nicely, yeah.
I think that seems like a good idea.
Sounds good.
Okay. You take your short rest, placing your backs against the mountainside, this rocky overhang defining this stretch of the Platinum Stair. That is to your left. To your right, the rock trundles for maybe another 5-10 meters, not meters, feet or so before it simply drops away, and you don't like to think about what might meet you were you to wander too far off to the right, but plenty of legroom for you with your backs against the wall. You sit and nibble at trail rations, take in water, regather your strength. An hour passes, the light dims slightly further, but you are unattacked. Unattacked? That's a word. As you get to your feet once more,
Makes sense.
stretching out, creaking joints, grown stiff in the cold, and you take to your purpose once more. Another hour's journey before nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So,
Yeah. The stairs here, you can find yourselves lost in your thoughts. So it's almost trance-like climbing this stretch of the stair. You can see how, for pilgrims, it can be such a powerful meditative experience. Everything else of the world is kind of stripped away. There's no trappings of civilization or no time or energy to commit to other thoughts or pastimes. It's just you, the cold stone beneath you, and the mountain above. There's a purity to the experience here. With every frigid lungful of icy air, your thoughts either sharpen or you find yourselves floating sort of in the back recesses of your mind. Old thoughts that you'd pushed aside, dredged up once more, but for others, certainly for the faithful, it's perhaps more of a moment of focused contemplation on the connection with their deity. I'd say, Gray, you are finding in particular that every step you take up the mountainside along these stairs, though you know it to be a holy place for Bahamut, the open sky above you and the distance every step further from your previous dominant life of cityscapes and rooftops, you're finding yourself feeling closer and closer to Celestian, a figure in your life that, whilst an important connection, has felt very distant time you spent before. But the hour passes, small conversations pass between you, some gasping for breath, having to take a moment before pushing on once more, as your legs push you up the side of the mountain. As you close in on the end of the hour, Grace slows her pace. And Grace, could I ask you to do a perception check for me, please? And one other person could do a perception check if they like.
I'll do one.
Yep. Go on, Shield Boy.
22 again.
You two again, very nice.
19.
19. Okay. As Grace slows down, Bungo, you switch back into a state of high alertness and gaze out. You see that the overhang comes to an end here. It just kind of eases off, and it allows more of a view up the mountainside, and it's kind of mind-boggling at this point, because despite you knowing and your body feeling like you've been climbing a mountain for more than a day now, and every step you've taken, when you gaze up towards the higher realms, it's almost like you've made no progress whatsoever. It's just endless black rock and white snow. Grace, for the 22, you train your feline vision ahead, and you knowing what to look for, and especially with the weather being quite forgiving as it is, you can take in the state of this next section, which last time you climbed was already looking a bit questionable. You see that the stone stairs ahead of you in this section are in a worse state than you thought would be the case. Many of the steps are broken almost up to the halfway point, and you know that whilst stood right where you are, there's a decent amount of leeway before the tumbling fall off to the side. You know that this next section gets very, very narrow, and to have half a stair broken away is dangerous. Not impossible, and you know that there shouldn't be too much snowfall on it, but people will have to be careful if you're going to go ahead. You look up the mountain to your left, and you see the same familiar places that you've already mapped out in your mind as a place for climbing should the need arise. This is a decision that you can make yourself, or one that you may want to confer with your party members about.
She would confer, definitely.
Yeah, so you find Grace turning back to you and explaining what I just said, that there is a dangerous section of stair now, but there's a danger to climbing as well.
Would this
Choice
be
to
a
be made.
good position to stop for the night and then try and sort this out for tomorrow? Or is this too early to stop?
You would all have noted that the light is getting dim in the sky. This is probably... And what you had planned, this is where you plan to stop your ascent for the day.
Yeah, I think we stop here then, right? And
Think about the plan for the stairs.
yeah. Bungo will use forecasts of stone shape then to do the same as yesterday.
Excellent. And as Bungo takes to his work, holding the symbol in one hand and with the other making motions that seems to cool the rock itself into action as it pulls back from his touch and his gesture. The rest of you see Bungo doing this, and you get yourselves ready for settling in for another night of elbows and stench of each other in a small cave area.
Nice. Tom, I think someone's mic is picking up.
It's
So you're
Arya's, I
echoing,
think.
basically.
That'll be Anya Bobanya.
Oh.
You're muted now, so it should be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry, because we were talking about Grace, I thought there was going to be something I was going to say. I was sort of waiting to come in there, but it didn't happen.
Do you want to come in?
No, not really. It was only that Grace would say that was what she would advise, and then I forgot to mute myself because it didn't arise.
Cool.
Cool. Let's go to bed. Just trying to think of what to do about these stairs.
Yep, so as Bungo finishes his work and with a slightly sheepish, but I would like to imagine slightly proud smile, he beckons you all into his improvised cavern. Bungo, are there any sort of... Because you can shape the stone as you like, are there any accessories, any designs or decorations inside? Or is it just a pragmatic cube of space for everyone to rest in?
Bungo's never quite a pragmatic person. I think there would be like gargoyles type stone things, but in the shape of like cherubs.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
Very cool.
I wouldn't mind a nice armchair right about now.
I'm not that talented.
What, made
dear.
of stone?
Well, even then, I'm sure you are there, but the gargoyle's fine.
I think Bungo would like carve out little sort of bits into the stone for kind of like people to kind of like a bench sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes
There
sense.
is definitely a charm to it. Though when you sit or lie down, it's like, oh yeah, it's stone. But there is a homeliness feeling as you all cram yourselves in and make ready for a night spent in close quarters.
I think Bungo is gonna. We can't do it till tomorrow, but for the morning, he's gonna prepare stuff for augury. So he's gonna cast it ritually twice in the morning to see
That's
if
fine.
Lyra's got any advice on which route might be better.
Okay.
I'll pop that in the chat for you, Tom, just so you can reference it if you need to.
Thank you very much. Are you setting up watches? The situation, I'm assuming, Bungo, you did it into the overhang.
Yeah.
The situation is quite secure. Outside of the front of your cave, you have the steps themselves, and as I described, 5 to 10 feet of rock before a straight drop down. You know the routes to either side, what you've travelled coming up, and a little bit further up it does open away from the overhang, but it's up to you whether you want to have a watch or not.
Hmm.
I think we probably should.
Yeah. Don't know what's in the snow. Camouflaged, Tom.
Who's not
Don't know what you mean.
exhausted?
Yeah.
Not exhausted is Grey, Sandral, Blam, Gangsethal, Grace.
I mean, I'd nominate Grey.
Yeah. Totally happy for that.
Very cool.
Well, one option is, well, depending on the weather, I can have somebody fly ahead and set up sort of secure roping so we can sort of attach ourselves, sort of thing, if you can see what I mean, to the rock behind.
Grace would say she'd do a watch as well.
Wait, so you want someone to fly ahead on their own? I'm confused.
There's like I can cast fly, right, and I can have that be on 2 people. If they fly like slightly ahead and like attach like pitons into the rock, you can like have your rope attached to it as you're moving along.
It's
Just in
true.
case you fall.
Definitely doable. You all
Yeah.
have climbers kits in your complimentary Sunderston Expedition packs.
So if your foot slips as you're going across these half stairs, you're not going to fall to your death.
Mhm.
If you attach yourself to this piton.
Also relevant if you take the climbing option.
There's a ring of feather falling when.
So that's one
Okay.
option. My option.
It's a good
My
idea.
idea.
Just cast fly on Blam. He can carry us all up to the top of the mountain.
If it lasted long enough, I'd say yeah. It's 10 minutes.
It's not bad.
With what speed? 60, right?
Yeah.
60 foot, yeah.
Depending on the weather, though, I doubt it's that easy to fly in fucking
Yeah.
blizzard.
Yeah. Depends on the weather.
Yeah, if
No, I don't know
weather
how
allowing, not a bad idea.
I don't know how the weather affects a magical fly spell.
You're still a physical thing, right? So if there's
Yeah.
like buffeting wind,
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
It's a good idea, though. Really, yeah. Oh, shit.
oh, now it's raining.
Put the volume down a little bit because it is outside your cave. But yes, speaking of weather, the weather as night has fallen has shifted once more. The wind's picked up and there is a freezing cold rain, not quite snow, falling outside the cave, covering the stone in a slick layer of water.
Oh no, we're gonna have icy stairs and everything.
I was gonna say, like, what would rain do up on a snowy mountain? Everything would just get all slushy.
Mhm.
Oh god, we're on Slush Puppy Mountain.
It's
Tom did it!
finally come. Oh, yeah. You have to wait and see. Grace
Yeah.
would know for sure that. Yeah, it completely depends on the weather the following day.
Also could take a long time, but I could firebolt the stairs, melt the ice a little bit before you step on it. Ain't gonna last very long.
Wouldn't that take loads and loads of fireball?
Yeah, fireball is not
A lot of
gonna
fireball.
have a good time there. But until you know the weather the following day, there's not much point worrying too
If
much
only
about
someone had a flaming sword.
it. Yeah. Someone currently eating biscuits with his mum in Wales. Yeah. So you settle down. Feel free to continue
That's
the
me.
conversation about the options.
Wait,
How
didn't I give
wide-
away 2 flaming weapons? Didn't Atala have one as well?
But a dagger? You might have had a dagger.
Yeah,
I feel like,
it was a
I feel
flaming
like
dagger.
the
I
snow
think.
would just
Oh yeah.
melt around it and then it would freeze again.
Potentially.
Yeah, that's why you'd have to be quite quick across.
Is it that
But
cold?
it-
Is it literally instant freeze, sub-zeros?
It's definitely sub-zero on your time up, though. Going by the rain outside, you think perhaps it's eased off a little bit now with cloud cover. The higher you go up the mountain, the colder the background kind of temperature is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone got any other ideas? How wide is the stairs, even with brokenness?
Grace would tell you. Grace is currently in the kitchen. Grace would tell you that if the stairs themselves are already narrow in this section, like one person, single file, and that by extension, if half a step is broken, there's really only enough space for you'd have to be pressing yourself against the stone on one side and
It
like
also means that-
shimmying.
Can't use the disc either then. Disc needs land.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Oh, I can't wait to see how he finally dies.
I'll keep him
If you get him to the
alive.
top, I'll be so impressed.
Blam's gonna have to carry him. Someone's gonna have to climb to the top,
That'd
Put
make
down the
Father Right
rope.
happy. Father Right,
pull up
that's fine.
Father Right.
Pull up Father Right, or be like the fucking Simpsons where they're pulling Homer out of the gorge and he's just banging against the side the whole time.
Yeah. On the other side, I can dimension door up there.
Very good. Though you'd have to be like 500 feet upwards and hope for the best.
Yeah. Describe it to me. Grace of God.
Mm.
But yeah, Atala, you're getting there, asking for options, looking round at Blam, who likes to hit stuff. Sandrali
Yeah.
likes to jump around. Being the only arcane caster in this party, the options around you
Yeah.
are somewhat limited.
Indeed. What do you have, Bungo? You got anything useful?
Not really.
No?
No, I've been looking while even discussing.
Wait, what was this you need to be useful for? Sorry.
Something to get past these half stairs and not fall off.
Did Sandra do some parkour shit and put pittons in?
100%. Sandra would be a
Sweet.
good option for being the sort of pathfinder. Same with Gray.
She's got the ring of jumping as well.
Yeah, the more dexterous ones. Definitely a good option for that. You have a ton of climbing kit in your backpacks.
Yeah. So we can all get our climbing kits out and stab into the wall as we walk along.
hmm
But just want that extra rope, just in case, though, you know?
It's a good idea. Maybe Sandra could scout out ahead in the morning with this gear and like with maybe someone like Gray, and then they could set up like a.
I mean, it's easier to just fly and put them in, right? But if the fly isn't working, then yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd want to go alone. She wants to be a badass on her own.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't have any other options in my
No.
looking at my character sheet, and I'm just like, no.
I don't
I-
suppose anyone has any milk, do they?
No.
Milk.
I can use cone of ice cream to fix the stair.
The tabaxi.
I knew it was
Signature
worth
move.
making that spell. I knew it.
Yeah, I've not got anything really. Like, I'm the fucking cleric who deals with shit after the things fuck up, not before.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a grim reality to the mountain.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like, cast fly on like Bray and Sandra in the morning. Get them to, if it's not too
Yeah.
bad weather, then they can fly off and help us. You know,
Stabbing some things.
stabbing some crampons or whatever.
Yeah, whatever they're called.
Kittens?
I think that's all we've
Pittance,
got,
that's it.
right?
I don't know what they're
Crampons
called.
are the things that goes on your shoes.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the idea of Bunga just being like, stab him in! This looks right.
You
Speaking
know
of which,
what
I don't
mean.
think any of you have a proficiency with climbers' kits or whatever, but
No.
you can figure it out. Okay. So, as the sun drops, you don't really see it. You're not treated to a beautiful sunset or anything. With a cloud cover and the rain, you're pretty much kept inside, and the light just lowers and lowers until you're forced to rely on magical means to retain any sort of light. Or you could light a torch that will make it very smoky in your little
No, fuck that.
cave home.
I'll just
I'll just use the dancing lights.
I'll cast the light cantrip.
Yep, very good. So magically, you're provided with plenty of light as the night falls. But without anything else going on, Gray, you happy doing the first watch?
Yep.
Yep. Excellent. Do a perception check for me, please, with a disadvantage. Ah, well, don't
Oh.
worry about the disadvantage. So yeah, as you look outside, everyone else, you start to hear the sounds of some of the quieter sleepers, their breath slowing, and the louder sleepers, particularly farther right with the chainsaw snore. You do find yourself distracted. This
Yeah,
connection with
daydreaming.
Celestian absolutely is something that you haven't. It's been a connection of extremes for you. When you first properly connected, you had that immediate intimacy where, though it feels almost like it couldn't have been real, you were held in the hand of this giant deity and communed with an intensity that you haven't felt since. It's been a distant connection, a steady one, but undeniably distant. But now that you're going up the mountain, you feel yourself getting closer and closer, and it almost manifests as like an ache in your chest, a dull ache. Jesus, Nally. A dull ache that doesn't really resolve. And you sort of feel yourself drawn upwards, up the mountain further. Like there's got to be something up there waiting for you. You know this to be a place for Bahamut, but this ache, this feeling, this growing sense has got to mean something.
Yep.
Very good. Luckily, your nat 1 doesn't lead to anything terrible. It comes to the end of your watch. It seems like the position you've taken to sleep in is a pretty secure one. And you go to wake up. I believe Grace claimed second watch.
Yep.
Grace, can you do a perception check for me, please? I would give you advantage for your previous knowledge, but the disadvantage of the rain cancels that out. But a 26, wow, very nice. You gaze out and you pick out the landmarks that you've come to know better than others. You think on your connection with the Platinum Dragon Bahamut, sort of occasionally, absent-mindedly touching the reliquary around your neck, and thinking of your charges. What is Grace currently thinking about farther right? Does she believe she's going to get him up the mountain in one piece?
See, it's tough to know what Grace is thinking versus what I'm thinking, because Grace should probably be thinking, Ah, yes, he is a devotee of Bahamut. He will make it up the mountain. And I am thinking, fuck, he's going to die within about an hour.
Well, it sounds like you've answered what Grace is thinking.
Gra-
The
Grace
faith in
is
Bahamut above
probably
all.
thinking, I really hope Bahamut manages to pull this one out of the bag.
Come on, Big B, you got this.
Come on, B-boy.
Okay, so as Grace contemplate her connection with Bahamut and her faith in her charges and her divine purpose, shepherding pilgrims up this incredibly difficult journey, her own watch passes without issue. The rain continues. Is anyone taking a final watch, or is the final watch being left void of attention?
No. If nobody gets up, Atala will.
Of course,
sleeping
because
anyway.
Atala would be aware. Yeah. So yeah, Grace heads back to bed. Everyone else seems too exhausted and slumbering away, wrapped up in this giant spaghetti meatball of people all crammed in together. Atala, you head to the cave's entrance, and could you do a perception check for me with disadvantage?
Yeah. Nine.
It's not too bad. You look out and you see the rain, the water just flowing at this point down the steps, but Bungo's smart thinking has made it so that none of it's leaking into the cave itself. Got the peaks in the distance and the heavy clouds up above, and you hope that it breaks before you have to leave the cave tomorrow. It'd be nice to stay at least somewhat dry.
Yeah. Nice.
Is there anything you would like to do during your watch? It is just you awake.
It is just me awake. Let me look at my little note. I think she's just gonna put a little hand on the box just in her bag.
Mhm.
See if it's still warm. Is it warm? I can't remember. Was it warm last time?
It was very hot. There is a slight warmth to it, though. From its previous feeling, you can see that is fading, though it's taken quite a while to fade. There is still a diminished heat to it. Quite nice, actually, in this cold climate. You have your hand on it, it's like a subtle warmth that stays.
Little hand warmer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she's not gonna practice on it right this second though.
Okay.
But that's it.
And you leave your hand idly on it, and the warmth emanates
Yeah.
through, brings you some comfort as your watch 2 comes to an end, and day begins to break once more upon the mountain. Could I have Bungo went, Atala went. Could I have Blam, please? Roll me 3d10.
Yes.
Wunderbar. Seven, 4, 3.
Did we get a long rest?
Oh yes, you can all take a long rest. Absolutely,
And does that recover a level of exhaustion?
it does. Yep, working as per normal. So the abtels are back to no exhaustion.
Do I still keep that? Because I just did my long rest and it reset that maximum HP buff you gave me. Does that reset?
It
I believe it
runs
has
out
an
after-
8-hour time on it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. That's cool. That's fine.
other right to 1 level of exhaustion.
be-
Okay.
To be honest, though, I probably will cast it on the same people again, Steph.
Okay.
So you can keep that on.
Immediately?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the morning. I think. And again, I'll use
Yep.
a Pearl
Pen,
of
wasn't it?
Power slot to regain a spell slot.
Very good. Cleanly done. Okay, so the weather, ever tempestuous up here on the mountain, has changed once more. The rain fades. However, Tala, you were the first to notice this. The winds picked up more and more as you came closer to morning.
What one?
And as you begin to bleary-eyed peek out of the cave, you notice that your visibility has shrunk, and the blizzard conditions have once more taken hold.
Shit.
Shit.
Oh, good.
It's really bad.
You are once more reduced to half speed in your journeying.
It's really bad on like a tiny shelf of walking.
Mm-hmm. You have about 10 feet of visibility around you at any one time. At a maximum.
I think we're gonna have to accept that not all of us are physically made for this, so let's get going and see who makes it.
Yeah,
Use-
Father
use
Right
Father
was nice
Right
knowing
as a
you all.
bridge.
Use Father Right as a tauntaun.
As a bridge.
I think we should maybe send the more capable people out to maybe at least try and be productive in this time and set up some kind of, like I was saying, the pittance and the rope and stuff. But I don't think we should push on very far.
I don't know
I
if we
thi-
can push on at all. to be
Yeah,
honest with
I
you.
think we should try and wait it out.
Sandra wants to try and set some stuff up. She don't want to sit in this
Yeah.
cave being sorry for herself like everyone else.
Very good.
I think it's a good idea. At least we're being productive with the time then.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tala will pass fly regardless, but yeah, only fly if you kind of have to, otherwise you might get blown away.
Bungo will cast Augury ritually first, though, to see.
Right.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say? You receive an otherworldly entity by the results for a specific course of action. Well, the course of action is sending Atala or Grey out to.
Andral.
Yeah, sorry, Sandra or Grey out to set up these potential helpful climbing tools.
That's all we do.
Okay. So you're asking, is it a good idea to send
Yeah,
our dexterous folk out to set a path for us?
yeah.
Okay. So you set out your tokens. What are the tokens that Bungo uses for his augury with Lyra?
God, I can't remember specifically, but let's say that he would have probably used like these small like kind of like incense sticks, but they've got like this sort of end to them that's got like these small little gems inside the end.
Intriguing. Okay. So as you come to the completion of your 10-minute, 11-minute ritual casting, you toss the gem-ended sticks up into the air and watch where they fall. Could you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Yes, I can indeed. 16.
As you cast the sticks up into the air, the rest of you kind of idly observing this. Bungo, there's a flash in your eyes, and it's only for the briefest of moments, but as you sort of look up, startled, you look to the sticks, and as they're falling back to the ground, you note that they're no longer sticks, but instead 10, 20 small snakes falling down onto you.
Oh god.
How do you react?
Nope.
He would he would push away, I think, and look startled, but also it's Bungo, he's not going to back away and become frightened.
Yeah.
But it's
So
still
you-
startling.
Yep, you lean back startled and kind of shocked. The rest of you just see these little gem-inlaid sticks clatter to the ground as Bungo kind of wheels himself back a bit, hands up, startled by what's going on. Bungo, you see the snakes hit into the floor as you've backed out of their falling arc, and they hiss and writhe over one another, and they all turn towards you and begin to writhe across the floor in motion towards your feet.
Bungo's going to sit cross-legged and wait.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. The snakes arrive as you force yourself into almost a meditative stance. The rest of you are sort of waiting for Bungo's pronouncement. The sticks are just lying there. He doesn't seem to be looking at them. Instead, he's got this kind of trance-like state to him. Bungo, the snakes writhe up across your lap and up your body, covering your arms, all writhing around you, hissing.
Once
and
they're on
baring
me,
their
I'm going to
fangs.
cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay. As you cast Detect Evil and Good, your meditative stance alongside your awareness emanates outwards. There's a brief moment of silence to you, and you detect no evil, no good, but a similar feeling to one you had before, the null area around Lyra in your dreamlike place where you were before. Each of these snakes seem to be of that same essence.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're crawling further up your body. Some begin to writhe around your upper chest and your neck. They seem to be coming for your head.
Bungo's going to cast Sanctuary on himself.
Interesting. Chuck it in the chat for me, please. Ooh, okay. Okay. As the snakes reach up towards your head, there is a burst of magic, and the rest of you see this golden emanation swirling light around Bungo, and he seems to breathe easier. Bungo, to your eyes, each of these writhing null snakes just seem to burn away in the light of Lyra as the spell takes effect, and you are now unmolested. Your vision kind of clears, and you see the sticks laid on the ground, though they're in the manner of distraction, and what just happened to you, there is no meaning that you can gain from them. But yeah, the rest of you see Bungo casting one spell after another before seemingly coming
Did
to
any
his
of us see the
senses.
snake?
None of you saw snakes, no. You saw him chuck these sticks up. They
Yep.
clattered to the ground. As they clattered to the ground, Bungo seemed to kind of lean back a bit and look a bit startled before sitting himself down, cross-legged, and casting 2 spells.
Oh, so we saw him cast the spells, though.
Absolutely, and the second spell you saw him cast was finished with this flash of golden light around him, which remains for a minute.
Tyler would have shuffled over next to him and sort of gripped his hand. Bungo, what's wrong?
The
Sticks for snake.
The there is a serpent that I think watches me. First in Lyra's eyes, and now in small tokens that writhe in divine energy. I do not know what it means.
Yeah, you see it. Tyler's face sort of drops, but I don't know if you'd noticed that, Bungo. But she kind of throws her bag to the side and gives you a hug. And she's like, I mean, I don't really know, but why do you think it follows you?
I do not know. Concerned, but also curious. I've not seen Lyra's magic, our divine energy tested in this way, and, well, perhaps since the Talona crisis, Grey. I do not know what to think. I can only simply choose to meditate on it further.
Is Lyra still with you now?
Yes. Something's... I'm concerned, but we have more pressing matters to attend to.
Yeah. Well, did you get on or anything from your ritual?
That's a good point. Did I, Tom?
No wisdom that when you look down at the sticks, now you see for real on the floor, they seem to have fallen entirely randomly. You know how this would feel had it been successful, and it hasn't been.
It has not been successful.
No.
Sandra will be like, well, guess we have to do this the old-fashioned way. She's gonna look around.
Quite.
Well, just as a precaution, Atala stands up and just puts a hand on both Grey and Sandriel and casts the fly spell. Just in case.
Well, I have as much
Yeah,
faith
Sandra's
in...
just gonna start flying straight away. She's gonna like slowly start hovering up.
Outside the cave.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dex check for me, please.
Fuck that.
Okay, I need to do it. I need to tell you because I don't have a feeling.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Because I have to switch between the phone.
You did it on Beyond.
Yeah.
Fine.
I won't lie.
No, I trust you. Even if I didn't
Don't
trust you,
trust
I can
me.
see it on the campaign thing anyway.
You can't. Wait, what? What?
Should be able to.
Yeah, you
As
should
it keeps
be
a
able to.
record when you make rolls if you're in a campaign.
Oh shit.
I can see it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can see it too.
18.
Very nice.
He's lying! No.
It's I can see it. It's difficult, but with your enthusiasm and your headstrong attitude actually helps you in this situation as you just take a direct route up. The winds buffet you from side to side, but with such a simple goal of just taking to the air, you do manage to hold yourself and kind of begin to take the wind gusts into account and almost go with them, keeping, of course, your surroundings in mind and making sure not to waver too close.
Is
To,
there a prevailing air current?
It's tempestuous, but do a survival check for me, please.
Ooh,
Survival.
that's 11, no. 21.
Very nice. I see that's that modifier.
Mm,
Yeah, you sense all your reading, all your learning. It's coming into the fore now, along with the practical experience, which you're swiftly adding onto your more academic studies. Though it's tempestuous, there does seem to be more of a prevailing wind. It kind of cuts up the side of the mountain, pushing almost in line with the stairs themselves. You get the feeling that you can probably ride some of these currents along your journey.
Yes, that's what she's going to do. And when she gets to a ledge, she's going to use her ring of jumping to try and bound off really fast.
Very cool. Okay. So you allow the winds to kind of take you along with your own fly speed, pushing up the
Exactly.
side of the mountain. What is your
Mhm.
goal here? Are you trying to scout? Are you trying to put pitons above the stairs? What's the thinking?
No, she's just trying to show off at the moment.
Well,
She's
do
trying to test the waters.
do an acrobatics check.
Just like her father.
Exactly. A 6.
6. Well, it's lucky then that no one can actually see you trying to show off with the blizzard limiting visibility to 10 feet in any direction. Because whilst the ring of jumping does aid you, you do find yourself painfully bouncing into the rocks at different points. You feel the kind of shuddering impact through your shin bones as you bounce off one jut and misjudge another. Do a
Mhm.
quick survival check again for me, please.
Okay. A nat 20.
Oh shit! Very nice.
31.
So, with bouncing off, there was a risk that you would lose yourself in the blizzard away from the solid ground, the stone beneath you. But you orient yourself swiftly. You use your young reflexes, and you think of everything you'd seen at the night before the blizzard took over, and you figure out, dip down from your current point, and you see the stair winding away in front of you. Yeah, with a nat 20. You see the state of the stairs. It is as
Mhm.
Grace had feared. Many of the stairs have lost half of their bulk. Some of them are missing entirely and have tumbled down into the ravine off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to do anything? Yeah?
She'll land.
Yep. So you bring yourself down to land. Your fly spell, meaning that you don't really need to worry about the broken steps.
She'll try and work out places to hammer in pittons that
Mm-hmm.
would help people edge themselves along it. I assume that's what we're doing.
Very good. Make another survival check for me, please. This time with advantage because of your previous nat 20.
I don't know how to do that. So I've got a 27
Very nice.
and
See if we beat it.
16.
Cool.
Okay, 27.
Yeah, 27's more than enough. You go about it with a powerful enthusiasm and a passion. You use the side of the mountain to shelter you from the worst of the winds, and when the gusts do grab you, you expertly manage to turn them to your favor and swiftly bring yourself back to where you need to be. It would be great if people could see you, because you do a very impressive job of hammering out these pitons. Whilst
And she put
Sandra
the
is
rope.
doing this... Oh,
She
yep,
put
sorry.
the rope. She tie it
Do the pitons?
between the pittons. Yeah.
Yep, very good. You hammer out a path as much as possible. How much rope do you have? Bearing in mind your Sunderston Expeditions pack has like another 2 sets within it.
Okay, let me just look. She would use all of what she's got on there. She just has those.
Okay. So 100 feet's worth
Yeah.
of rope. Very good.
Mhm.
And you use it expertly. Did Atala tell Sandra how the spell works? Because I believe it only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 10 minutes. She would have said so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Sandra, knowing the 10 minutes will be up soon, is your aim to
Mhm.
head back, or kind of just stake out where you are?
She'll wait where she is at the furthest along point, so she doesn't have to risk going backwards.
Very cool. Gray, while Sandra has gone about this, what was your plan using the fly spell, if any?
So, has she, where she's placed the pittons, is that a little bit further ahead, or is that immediately from where we would leave here?
Did you follow her up into the air?
Because that's not going to be the way that everyone else is going to go upwards, is it? They're going to stick to the steps, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Gray would rather follow the steps the way everyone else is going to go and check those out and make sure that it's going to be okay for them.
Okay, I got you. So, you would have seen Sandrell disappear upwards. Whatever reaction that would have caused out of Gray.
Oh, he
You-
would have just shaken his head and, as I said, just like her father, reckless.
You'd have followed the steps much closer, using the fly spell just to navigate any issues, and you would have found the rocky stairs, and within a minute or so you would have had Sandrell kind of loom back down out of the snow above and she would have begun her work. Would you have helped her in doing so?
Yeah, if there wasn't any problem getting up to this point, then yeah, because I remember you said that there were some steps missing. But is that up until now, or from where she started putting pittons in?
Sandral has covered it from the beginning of where the steps begin to break and slip and miss. But using the fly spell, you're essentially able to walk along the steps that are there, and then just walk in the air over the gaps where there aren't.
But then what I would have probably done is put pittons in at the points where there aren't steps, if that's not what Sandral's already done.
No, I think that's what Sandral is doing. So
Yeah,
together,
so basically
between
any
the two of
steps
you-
missing, just a pitten
Yep.
or two.
Very cool.
And I think I've got quite a few, because as you said, I've got that kit. And I think I just had some pittons on me anyway, as just part of my equipment. So
And
I've probably
rope?
just got a few extra
2
pittons.
sets from the kit. Any of your own that you wish to use?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I've got, as well as my fancy rope, I've just got shitloads of normal rope.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently 5 sets, 50 feet each, so... yeah, I don't know how far our pittons are going, but if I've got enough time to use up as much rope as it takes, yeah, for
There's
sure.
plenty of pittons, and how many did you say? 5 sets. Is that including the 2 from the pack?
No, that's just what I was
Holy
had on
shit!
me. How many is in the
7
pack?
sets. Oh my god. Okay.
And also, is it just called the standard climber's kit?
You can add a climber's kit to your inventory. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's one I've already got. I wasn't sure if there was a special Sunderson something or other.
No, I didn't mean to make
No.
that pack, but I didn't. Whoops.
That's fine. Yeah.
So between you and Sandral, that's a good 450, almost 500 feet of broken stair that can now be navigated, hopefully well. Make a survival check for me, please, with advantage because of Sandral's help and high rolls. Okay,
Wowee!
not too bad. You find yourself actually deferring to Sandral, who has an excited, enthusiastic manner about her as she's now really doing adventurous things.
Hmm.
And she guides you where you make questionable decisions. Working with this frigid rock is very different to navigating the crumbling masonry of a cityscape. But you think you've done a good job. The pittons are set, the ropes are there, and the spell's wearing out. Are you going to do the same as Sandral and stay where you are and wait for the group to catch up, or? What's
No,
the
I
plan?
think I'll head back just to inform them what we've done, and that Sandral is back. Don't want them to
Very
be worried that we haven't come back, neither of us.
Very good. So yeah, it's not long. It's the 10 minutes of the fly spell, and before long, Grey finds his way back as he comes into, covered in bits of snow, rejoins you in the cavern itself.
And he'll just
Nice.
basically give a full description of what's on the way and what he's done.
Well, thank you, Gray. I think that'll be really useful. She looks around. I think Atala would have been like doing little makeshift like harnesses on herself and Bungo and everyone else if they wanted them to attach.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds cool.
Just make sure you're using that rope in your inventory. But that sounds good to me.
Do the climbing kits come with like little clips? You know, the clip that you get in, or is that too, future techie?
Haha, Carabiner.
Yeah.
I know that because of Blondie. There would be some version of it, yeah, kind of enough bits to put together for a harness and little metal clips and such, buckles.
Nice.
Yeah, you can make a harness. I'm happy with that.
Cool. Clip that to the rope as you
Very
go
cool.
along.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the plan? You heading out?
I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna put like double ropes on old guys.
Hey, what's he attached to?
He is attached He's attached to 2 people.
Bear in mind, this is
How heavy is he? Is he really heavy?
we need a new. He's not that heavy.
No.
We need a new marching order. 'Cause we're going to be single file for this section.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if you can drag yourselves around to sort out a new marching order, please.
I assume
Can-
Grace is still going to go first.
I think that might be a good idea.
Can we, like, use this, like, climbing stuff and this harness stuff to create, like, legitimately create a, like, baby carrier for Father Wright that Blam can wear?
I'm
Sure.
going to have to go sideways if he's on his back. Or front ways, I suppose.
No,
Against
just-
the,
Yeah, hang him out over the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
over the chasm. And if Blam needs to, he can just press the eject button and let him go. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. You can make that.
Is Blam happy to do that?
Blam, are you happy to carry the old man around?
Babysitting duty?
He did say BRB, like, 10 minutes ago, so...
Oh yeah, bless him.
Oh, okay.
No one's asked Father Wright if he's okay with it.
Fuck it, it's that or he dies.
He's too squishy to have qualms.
Is that what
What's
Grace
he gonna
says?
do?
No, that's what I'm saying.
So what, people just start measuring up Father Wright without saying anything to him, or...
No, we'd ask him.
He would be bashful, but with, I assume Grace is approving of this plan as well. Then yeah, with Grace approving, he wouldn't put up a fight. He'd be a little bit bashful and ashamed and mumble something about in my younger days. But yeah, he'd put up with it.
I'm gonna...
Sandra would ask, does it count as a pilgrimage if you don't walk all the way?
Sandral's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I forgot that, but that's what she would have asked.
I'm gonna cast Death Ward on him as well.
Okay,
God.
I love it. I'm writing it down.
Wait,
Alright.
how does
Marching.
that work?
If he takes damage that would have reduced him to 0 hit points, he instead drops to 1 hit point.
Be so fucking.
How long
funny
does
if he
that
takes
last?
falling
8
damage.
I was
hours.
gonna say, literally, falls
Just-
to the bottom of the mountain and just brushes himself off.
I mean, it literally works that way, so yeah.
So good.
Oh no,
cool.
no, never mind. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect, that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage. The effect is negated. So I don't know.
It's
That
done
no.
by damage.
Yeah, so
it's done by
it would
damage.
work.
There you go.
And how many times can you cast this?
About 5 times a day. Well, it lasts 8 hours,
Shit.
so I can cast
How
it.
many of us are there?
I can cast it 3 times a day, and then it'll. Yeah,
That's...
it'll last 24 hours on somebody.
Marching order, Tyler's going to go next to 2 tall people so they can, catch her.
I'll probably go like here in between Rotala and these lot.
Yeah.
I'm little.
I see.
Do it up top. It's going to get confusing otherwise. Grace to the front.
Oh, I see. Sorry. I don't know, like here-ish maybe.
Okay. Sort yourselves out.
I don't know, there.
Make sure it's clear who's tied to who.
Right.
Blam's got Father Wright on his front.
Yeah.
Drow's up ahead. Very good. Grace, do
Alright.
you care where your flock go?
I don't know. They probably know each other better than I do. So
The
she would
couple
know.
would definitely want to stay together.
Okay. So
Sandra
she would...
wouldn't want to be tied to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I love how in
Not
terms of
to
like a
raise
profile
the hand
picture.
If you tied yourself, you'd be like a kite.
Alright, draw in your rope attachments, please, if there are any attachments between you.
I think between people, probably not this time, but onto the pittons with the rope on it, yes.
Is that for everyone? Do you have enough? You definitely have enough rope because everyone has an expedition's backpack.
I assume everyone's
And the
got a
climbing kit,
kit, right?
oh yeah? I will say to put all that together, it will take some time.
Sandra doesn't want it. She thinks she'll be fine about it.
How much?
Sandral's
How much
feeling
time?
like a fucking badass up in front of the mountain,
Yeah.
perched on a
How
rock.
how much time?
Exactly.
Because we would have been doing it while they were putting the pins on.
True. So I'll say, with that in mind, an extra half hour
That's fair.
to do
Let's do
it
that.
properly.
Let's do that.
Grace
Yeah, that's fine.
Grace would want more protection for the Abtals. She would want them to probably be a bit further up, so they were protected by people. Protected by people a bit better, because they are also squishy.
Okay.
And I did cast aid
Just
on
love
them.
how
That's true. Yeah,
Like
if that's all right. Yeah, perfect.
Yep. Okay.
Just how similar Father Wright and Blam's pictures are. You'd think we're about to find out Father Wright and his dad. Or
Don't spoil it, Stefan! Jeez!
Shit! Sorry.
I just think we're gonna get at some point in the mountain, and he's gonna turn to us, and he's gonna be like, "Turns out I was father wrong," and it's like he's the big bad and going, okay.
Amazing.
Man, I've become way too predictable for you guys. Fuck. And Blam's dad at the same time.
Yeah, it's the perfect plot point.
His name, Blam Wrong.
Yeah, it's like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. It's like he has to
Yep.
kill his father.
Nuh-uh. I thought of the idea myself.
In a tight though.
Yeah, that's probably a good
Okay,
idea.
so on top of everything else, the two of you are tied together.
Yeah. So if one clip fails, then still sort of tied together.
Tied together, we weigh about the same as, a third of Blam.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter
Yep.
because we've got extra rope to hold onto.
Oh, that's joking.
Whatever happens, you go together.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Last chance. Tying together or anything.
I don't want no one tied to me.
I feel like Rayla and Temkin would do the same as Bungo and Atala.
Yeah.
Fuck, I feel like Grace should be tied to the Abtals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a
kind of.
long rope trailing back.
This is a terrible idea.
What about the Dragonborn? You can have them. You need someone.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Grace, you could have Gangster, who you know to be easily the strongest of your little group, tied to the Abtals as like a fail-safe if
Yeah.
you wanted.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good
Instead of
idea.
you.
I don't know why I pictured Gangster as also being sort of a bit older. Is he still quite?
No, he is older, but he's got that kind of Dragonborn bulk to him,
Sturdiness. Okay.
and he's shown himself, despite his age, to be, very capable, lots of energy.
Okay.
Okay. With that, you head out into the driving wind. Any conversation between you, you're having to shout and speak up over, and you find the snow driving into your face as this blizzard wreaks havoc on everything around you. Certainly not the awful experience of the storm that you had before, but still not ideal traveling conditions.
Steep is it?
Deep, the steps.
Yeah.
The broken steps part actually is a little less steep than some of the other
Okay.
sections you've climbed. But it has that immediate drop off. There is no rock to the side of. Blam's back. Blam, how do you feel about having Father Wright strapped to your front like a baby?
Don't mind.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. So, 40 minutes spent preparing. Sontrell perhaps starting to wonder where everyone is. You head out.
I just pressed on if no one was coming.
Yeah? You gonna press on?
Yeah.
Okay.
She would have waited 10 minutes and then been like, well, better get going. Better start trailblazing.
I'm gonna go save Jorek on my own.
Roger that.
Yeah.
So, Sandrell, just do another general dex check for me, please. No longer with the fly spell. So, just a straight dex check.
A 17.
Okay. There are some hairy moments, but you find your footing and gain more and more confidence as you're sort of having to hop over little gaps and shimmy over some parts. Occasionally the rock gives way beneath your feet, but you are quick and you are fast in your reaction, and you manage to stay as you begin to forge ahead of the rest. Everyone else...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah.
The rest of you begin to start walking forwards. Father Wright has just pulled his hood up over his head completely, as he's basically just held up, arms limp at his side on Blam's front as the strong form of Blam begins to pace across the stairs. As I said before, your vision is limited to 10 feet, so the people at the front of the line cannot see the people at the back of the line, and you only really get to see each other at all if you keep in very close proximity as you're making your way forward. The wind whips and howls as you make your way forward, and within a couple of minutes you are at the beginning of this stage that Grace knows and everyone can now see to be very much damaged and broken. The whipping wind somewhat helps you in this situation as it clears the stone steps themselves of any settled snow. Everything is whipped up into the flurry around. But you just see these stark stone steps, some broken in half, some missing entirely, others just damaged and rocky, others slippery, weathered badly in front of you. However, because of the good work of Sandral and Gray, there are ropes, pitons placed deep into the rock that you can all see as well. And then with Gray shouting up, pointing out what they've done, you are able to navigate this first part safely as you attach your little clips to the ropes and begin to shimmy and move your way forward. This doesn't do anything to help the speed at which you're traveling, which is still half due to the snow. So you've got 2 hours of distance to cover.
Yep.
The first hour... No, it wouldn't even be that. The first half hour has the ropes to be done safely. So your first hour spent traveling at half speed takes you up to the end of where Gray and Sandral's ropes have made use. You've covered a half hour of the 2 hours needed, and you are at the end of the 3 hour of travel before exhaustion. What's the plan here?
Is there anywhere to stop, or are we just on some broken stairs?
100% nowhere to stop. So are we just forging on?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, the problem is, right, is we kind of want to stop because we want to get the rope back because we've used like a lot of rope.
Mm-hmm.
So if Bongo makes a little nook just for us to all stand in while we gather up the rope and then do it again, how much time does that cost?
Well, couldn't I just, as we go past, since I'm at the back, just pull them out and reel it in?
Yeah, it would take some time, but yeah. Because you're having to pull embedded pitons out of solid rock.
I don't mind like them carrying on, and I'll sort of catch up.
Okay.
You can get as many pitons as you want, but it's mostly the rope, I think. Because I think we've got quite a lot of pitons, don't we?
Gray, do a... No, you don't even need to, really, because you can go section by section. So yeah, that's fine. And I'll say with Gray's ability as a rogue, his ability to go very fast when he needs to, I'll say that actually doesn't cost you any more time. It's just good organization of the team. So yeah, Gray gathers up all the rope, and you find yourselves at this impasse. Is that what you want to do then? Bungo carving?
If Bongo carves just a little space for everyone to just stand in, while Sandral and Gray can go and do the same thing with the pitons.
It costs me a lot of spell slots to carve that amount.
Not a whole, just enough for us to stand in, right?
Yeah, but it's only 5 foot square.
Yeah, each one he does is a 5 foot little cube, which is enough for like 2 of you maybe to cram
Yeah,
yourselves
I had to
into.
use like 4 spell slots to make the little cave.
Yeah, but that was just sleeping, right? So everyone's laying down.
Yeah, but it's like 5 by 5. That's like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you got another idea, we can all just stand on the stairs while they do it. That's fine.
Can we save space if we do some nude spooning?
The maximum you could cram into a 5 by 5 space would be like 3 people tops, and even that's like pushing it.
Yeah.
But
So
like
if it
2
makes
normal
much
size
sense.
with 1 halfling.
Like we're at the,
Maybe
we're
maybe
still
4 if one of them's Blam and Father Right's just hanging out over the edge.
we're still pretty early in the day, right, Tom?
You're still what?
Like pretty early in the day as well.
You have spent an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't want to cast like 4 of my highest level spell slots
Okay.
this
I
early
mean,
in the day.
It was just so that they could go do the pit on thing again, so that we don't fall down a cliff. But if we could just stand on the stairs and do it.
I mean, Gray is very good at what he does.
Yeah,
You
I
guys are
trust
powerful
Grey, to be
characters.
honest.
If you want to all just huddle where you are, while Gray sort of hops ahead and does this,
Yeah,
it might take a bit longer than before because Sandral's off.
Yeah.
I'll cast guidance on Grey as well to give him a little bit of help.
Oh.
I'll be right back really quick.
No worries. Gray. I'd like
Hello.
3 checks from you, but I'll say you can choose which one you want guidance to go on. I want an acrobatics, an athletics, and a general dexterity check.
Can I choose the guidance after the roll?
Yeah.
Alright, let's start from the top. Bonk.
Oh.
Out there. Is that it? Yeah.
After that.
Yeah. Guess fuck it, I'll put the guidance on this one. Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
D4.
Oh, yep.
Wow. Very nice. Yeah. Masterfully, you see as Gray kind of winds his way between you all, sometimes having to go hopping up and over, flipping off your back, sometimes having to shimmy past. With those rolls, I don't know if Gray would risk this, as I know he's cautious, but you'd even be capable of like swinging down underneath some of the steps and back up on top again.
Damn.
Well, unlike Sandrell, I'm not trying to show off.
Yeah. So you keep it smart and safe, but it is very impressive to watch as Gray begins to go about his work, moving ahead and starting to set these pitons. Yeah, with that roll, the option is kind of opened up to you all to not even have to wait until he's done doing the full section. He can kind of do it section by section, and you just follow along slowly behind him as he's doing the sections, if you see what I mean.
I see what you mean, but then we can't collect the rope as we go.
I was going to say, as long as whoever's at the end is physically able.
With those
Okay.
rolls, Gray, I think you could go back and grab the rope from before as well. You're practically a blur of motion at this point. You're just like, it's like the world's best handyman. You've got your little camera and your ropes, and you're just going back and forth like, excuse me, up, up.
Does he need
Really,
fly?
so just squeezing past them.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he doesn't need fly for this then.
No,
He's fucking doing acrobatics.
this is like seeing Gray back in Neverwinter, where he's just like gliding across rooftops and bouncing up walls. He's back in his element, and he's making it look easy.
Cool. Impressive.
Yeah.
Parkouring everywhere.
Yeah, completely. Like angles that you think wouldn't be possible. He's like leaping off of rocks, barely touching it with his foot. It's incredible. Sandrell, are you just continuing to head straight ahead? If Sandrell is even there.
Well,
Yeah,
she fell off
yeah,
and
she
died.
is.
Okay. Can you do another dex check for me, please?
Of course. Badass.
I assume she's just following the steps, right? She hasn't just gone total rogue and yeah.
Yeah, I believe she's just making her way along the steps.
I forge my own path.
23, not 20.
Very nice. I will not be asking you to make any more of those, because you're almost turning it into a game, the story you're telling yourself in your mind of this adventuring and everything. Because it's just you right now, with the limitation of the blizzard. You're not that far ahead of everyone else, but the world around you has just wiped this whipping wind, and you can't help but think of all the stories you read about, and you're keenly aware, because of your reading as well, of just how few people could do what you're doing right now, but you're practically
Yeah, she
dancing along
thinks
these
this is
steps.
some real parkour shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of mirrored back towards Grey, just these two incredibly capable, dexterous beings going about their business, but unfortunately, Sandrals is not witnessed by anyone but herself. Okay.
If she was more mean, she would drop some oil. Lol.
Trolled. Okay, so let me just check my rules once more. Oh yeah, there is no save. Yeah. So, the second hour passes. You make another half hour of progress. So, 2. So almost 3 hours have passed since you woke up now. You've made an hour of progress on this. Anyone with... make sure I'm not shortchanging you all. Traveled beyond their con mod number of hours. Yeah. So anyone without a con mod of 2 is going to take exhaustion because of the weather.
It's the one, yeah.
So yeah,
Thank you.
Bungo and Atala. Grace, you don't take exhaustion yet.
But I have got con mod less than 2.
I know, but because of your, I remember ruling this before. Because of your familiarity with the journey, you imagine you do have a con mod of 2. So this next hour of travel, you will begin to take exhaustion points.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, Bungo and Atala should be on 1. The Abtels go back to 1, and Father Right goes back up to 2. Father Right back to 2. But you make it. You make it, and you don't have to make any checks. With Gray's fine work and the clever plan with the ropes and the harnesses, you find yourselves moving along without issue. Grace informs you, shouting back across the line, that you're about halfway through now. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do at this point, or are you just forging on some more?
I think we just do what we're doing. I think there's nowhere to stop.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, be a pro.
Gray, you continue to do your plan?
yeah, if it's working,
Yeah.
there's no sign of Sandrell. Yeah.
Grace, could I have a survival check, please? How
That's
do we do?
not so good.
13.
13.
Okay, roger that. So you continue moving.
Great.
Another hour, 3 hours 40 minutes. Another half hour of progress. So you're 3/4 of the way now. Another point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So the cold and the wind and everything buffeting you is really setting in now. As the less, well, actually, this is the 3rd hour. So con mods, please. Gray, what's your Constitution modifier?
It's 3.
Okay, you're okay. Blam. Con modifier.
Oh yes, my con mod. I think it's 2.
Okay, so you're going to take your first point of exhaustion as well, I'm afraid.
What?
As is Gangster without. Yep.
Never said this would be easy.
The Abtels are on 2. And Father Right's on 3. Yeah, having to clip yourselves on, even then you're having to carefully navigate. So not only is there the strain of climbing these steps, but also the constant strenuous nature of just keeping your muscles taut and ready in case something should go wrong. There's the occasional slipped foot on the icy rock. There's occasionally rock giving way. Rarely you find yourselves having to hang on by the rope as your footing gives way entirely, and the person just before or after you has to kind of pull you either back or forward onto it. But because of the ropes, you're able to do this without any harm. But your bodies are struggling with just how brutal this travel is. So Grace, you've got 1 point of exhaustion as well now, yeah?
Speed is halved at 2.
Yes, that's the other problem. Those of you who
Oh,
reached an
Sandra's gonna be
exhaustion level of
zooming.
2. What's your con mod, Sandra?
3.
Yeah, you're fine. Sandra's living her best life, dancing around up front.
My dad.
So, Bungo, you'll be on 2 points of exhaustion right
Oh,
now.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that is something else to think of, is that those of you who've reached 2 points of exhaustion, which is just farther right, but also the Abturls and the good barrels, you are now at half speed, which will slow progress further.
How come I'm on
Unless something's
2?
done. Because you
Right.
might have been away as we've done these
Yeah,
hours,
sorry.
but you've now done 3 hours of travel.
Oof.
Yeah. We need to just get off these half rocks. So how long till then?
It should be in the next hour of travel.
Okay.
How's Father Right looking?
As far as do you want to go and
He's
check on
just
him?
died. Blam's chest just
Looking, Bungo, from where you are, you can't see him. Your visibility is 10 feet back.
Shit. Yeah. Can I call out to Blam and ask?
Yeah? You
Yeah,
can
he's
shout
doing-
back. Your
yeah.
voice carries just about.
He'll call out to Blam.
Blam, do you want to do a medicine check for me?
Do I ever? Yeah.
As you begin to poke and prod at the mass of robes that's strapped to your front. 18! 18's good. So you take a look, you poke him, and there is a feeble response. He kind of raises one of his arms, but it is very weak. You look at his face, and his beard is encrusted with frost and half frozen. His eyes are sort of flickering, and he looks quite like he's phasing in and out of consciousness a bit. He looks absolutely exhausted and is struggling with what's going on.
He's a bloody old man. He's not doing well, is he?
Yeah, that's not good. Let's get off these fucking steps.
Yeah.
Okay. The wind continues to howl and claw away at you as you push on for what should be a final hour of travel. Grace, I need you to make another survival check for me, please. Okay, that was important. So, you make your way across this final stretch, another hour of moving as you feel your bodies begin to give way. Oh no, apologies. How are we solving our half speed issue, or are we just going to go at half speed?
How many of us are at half speed? Barrels and who?
The Abturls, the 2 couples.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Sandra's going full speed at the front.
Yep.
Unless there's any fancy magic, I don't think there's anything we can do.
There's not really, no. There's no fancy
No.
magic.
What do the people who can travel at normal speed want to do? Well, really only Grace. Grace, I'm assuming you don't want to leave people behind.
Who can't travel at full speed? How many?
The 2 Abturls, and because they're attached to Gangsethal, him as well.
Fuck.
And then Bungo and Atala. Father Right's fine because Blam's doing the walking.
I don't know, could I go?
I can dimension door 2 of us. To where?
can.
Who knows?
I was going to say, you can only see 10 feet ahead, right?
Unbelievably dangerous. But I love it. We can do it if you want. There'll be some D100s involved.
So is there movement speed being affected at all by difficult terrain as well, or is it just
No. Grace's presence So you can think about what this journey would be like without Grace. Grace's presence is stopping the effect of difficult terrain on the rest of you.
So freedom of movement wouldn't help them then, really.
It wouldn't know. Their bodies are just fucking exhausted.
What else can I do? Let's have a look. Fuck. Nah, I don't want to do that. That's too much.
I'll fly on them. Then it's only
That's
2 out of 4.
actually a super good idea. Or they could float away though.
It's also only 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
pretty
true.
useless.
Just
But
one
is that
thing,
enough
Tom.
to cover the half distance?
Yeah, shoot, Sandro.
Seeing as she was finding it easier with that nat 20,
Mm-hmm.
she would have upped her speed and done Long Strider to add another 10 feet of movement.
Amazing. And just kept going.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that actually makes a big difference to things. I'll come back to that in a second. Everyone else, what's the plan? Just so I know before we cut back to Sandro.
I haven't really got anything to go any faster. I might have to just
No,
go
me
at
neither.
quarter speed.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 hours then.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do your carving into thingy, Bongo.
So many spell slots.
Yeah. Exhaustion could kill you as well.
Uh,
If we're getting 2 more, we'll be at 4 exhaustion.
I don't know if there are ways of undoing it.
Okay.
Not that many ways, though. I think we have to push on. I don't want to fucking stay here.
There's
Yep.
nothing else we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. You push on, slowed by the exhaustion in your bodies. You're having to take every arduous moment to pull yourselves up, make sure the rope's clipped on. There's a mental strain to doing all your checks with your harness beforehand so that no one slips away. Another hour passes, and you think you are now 7/8 of the way there, but as far as you can tell in this blizzard, there's still a long way to go. So 4
Hey.
hours, 14 minutes.
Anyone feeling out the wonder?
No. Gray, this is the
Oh, yeah.
4th hour of travel, so you gain a point of exhaustion now.
Yeah.
Blam,
Thanks,
your
guy.
second point of exhaustion. Father Right's up to 4. The Abtels are up to 3. Gangsterville's up to 2. The Good Barrel should be up to 3. And Grace, you should be up to 2 points of exhaustion now as well.
Don't do a Tom.
However,
Oh, yeah.
Sandral does gain her first point of exhaustion, yes.
Okay.
Let me just check what was rolled before. Okay. However, as the time passes midday, the weather does shift once more.
Oh,
The blizzard breaks, and you're left with something which isn't particularly nice, but is a welcome reprieve from the driving blizzard itself. A light, chilling rain descends on you now. So,
Ugh, we're gonna be wet, freezing.
yeah.
well, the good news is that because the blizzard broke during your travel, it actually meant you didn't have to travel at quite so slow a speed,
Yeah.
and so you will be reaching the end only slightly delayed, so you won't be taking another point of exhaustion. However, due to Sandral's enthusiasm and skill and energy, she arrives at the end of this journey before the rest of you. Sandral, to you, it looks like the stairs almost stop. The stairs, what has been for such a long stretch and not very steep but continuous incline with that deep ravine to the side and the almost almost vertical mountain face on the left ceases, and it opens up into what seems to be a bit of a plateau. You do spot the stairs beginning again, maybe only with now the blizzard breaking and your vision returned, maybe only 50 feet further on, the stairs push on into another stretch. But in this plateau, which looks to be this big area covered in snow, little dots and divots in the ground due to the rain melting some of the snow as it lands. You see an interesting sight. You see... Well, make a perception check for me, please.
Okie dokie. If it's anything bad, she's just going to run for the next load of steps
Okay, good to know.
and try and draw it away from the people who are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, set a 9. A 9.
9 total.
Yep.
Then what you see is the back of a very large, scaled white creature. Sandral's reading would know that this is a dragon. It is huge
Cool.
in its size, perhaps 20 feet from side to side, and the tail whipping in the snow behind. It looks to be agitated. With a 9, you think you can see some figures on the other side of the dragon, seemingly trapped against another vertical rock face. But the dragon is between you and them.
She is just gonna lay down on her front and try and be as sneaky as possible.
Okay, make a stealth check for me, please.
Oh my! Oh no! Oh, that was close. I've got advantage.
Oh, of course you do, because of your boot
Weird it didn't roll it.
or your cloak. I can't remember which.
18.
18. Yeah, you purposely and very quietly lower yourself down into the snow, allowing your body to sink down slightly into it to help cover your presence.
She's gonna take the potion of cold resistance,
Very good.
and she's gonna shove a load of snow in her mouth so she doesn't have any of that, vapor.
Oh,
Breath. Holy shit, dude.
very cool. Absolutely. You unstop the bottle and silently glug glug glug, placing snow in your mouth. You settle yourself down and you're practically invisible. You think you must be to everything around, and you just begin to watch what's going on ahead of you.
But she's also like, oh fuck, everyone's coming.
Okay.
Hang on a sec.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just see if she's got any. She can't communicate at all.
All right. So
Yeah, she's just gonna stay there.
you're watching the scene unfold, Sandra, which seems
Yeah.
to be a bit of a stalemate. Do you understand either Dwarvish or Draconic?
Let me just have a look, because I think she might have at least one of those. She understands Draconic,
But not Dwarvish.
but not Dwarvish.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Alright, I'll come back to you. Alright, back to everyone else. You're getting to the ends of your journey now. For some of you, it's very much just you're practically having to pick up your legs as you're pulling yourself over those last few steps. It is, however, heartening to have the blizzard break and your vision restored, though I don't recommend any of you look down into the chasm off to your right. You keep your eyes up ahead, and Grace, being the stoic guide that she is, keeps you on track. Gray continues his tireless work, doing and undoing the pitons, and you do find yourselves eventually cresting over the stairs into this plateaued area. However, because of Sandral's movement and not at any point gaining half speed, she is a good bit in front of you. So it's about half an hour since Sandral got to this scene before you guys show up. During that half hour, Sandral, you would have heard. It's difficult. You're right down in the snow, yeah? But are you trying to see, or are you like pressing your face into it as well?
She would be trying to work out what the fuck's going on.
Okay. Yeah, you would understand, and you're kind of piecing it together from what you've read in books. You hear these harsh vocalizations, deep rumbling voice coming from what you can only assume must be coming from the great white beast in front of you. And you only pick up on certain words, but you hear things like trespassers, insult, feed, hunt.
From all this stuff, she's probably going to assume that these guys aren't on pilgrimage, and this is like a special dragon to the white dragons.
Okay.
Is that a good assumption?
It's an assumption you're making.
Yeah.
You would see from your vantage point that, and yeah, with the time spent there, your immediate perception check doesn't really come into play. What's your passive perception? 17. Yeah, you would have picked out that the group at the end, one of them has not moved and is lying face down in the snow.
A dwarf.
They're a dwarf, yeah. There are 3 other dwarfs who look to be very tense, armed and armored, fully set up with backpacks and gear. You would recognize these guys as the guards of Varda Sunderston, who had left the camp before you guys at the base of the mountain.
Yeah.
Varda himself, who you now recognize. I mean, it's up to you what impression, whether you consider this impressive or not, but he seems to be trying to save face in this incredibly difficult position, and is taken on a bit of a bargainer's swagger in front of this dragon, and is counting
Is he
coins.
talking Draconic?
He's not. He's speaking in Dwarvish, but he doesn't seem to be. I guess accepting the fact that his words might not be landing. He just seems to have this sort of veneer of charisma about him that is carrying him through.
Right. If she's realised that they're not communicating very well,
Mhm.
and she knows Draconic, she's gonna get up and talk in Draconic and see how the dragon reacts.
Okay.
Bam, bam,
Okay.
bam.
Well, in that case, could you please, once I've made sure this is all ready to rock, let's just turn that off for now. Could you please drag yourself out onto
Okay.
this map?
Oh, it's beautiful.
I can't see anything different.
I still think he looks like Utah.
I'll take it. Nothing different for you yet, Kieran?
No.
Let me try switching and
I'll
switching back.
refresh. I'll try refreshing. Ba, ba, ba. Here comes a negotiator. Oh god.
I love it. This is some fucking Hobbit shit.
She's never seen a dragon before. She's gonna be interested in it.
Working now?
Mine's just loading.
Nice.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, we'll let it load. It shouldn't make too big of a difference immediately. So as the the pattering of the rain falls around you. You make
Oh,
your...
I can see it.
Very cool. Fine, I'll leave the glasses there, you bastard, whoever that is.
Wasn't me this time.
So yeah, drag yourself on at the bottom of the map. You can be as far back from the dragon as you want, though. That's with your stealth check from before. And
I hope it's us. You see nothing. Oh, this thing is big.
yes,
She's not going there. I just dragged her on.
Yep.
Hit her.
Okay. You stand up and you call out in Draconic. What do you say?
She's gonna be like, "Great beast, what are you, mighty beast? What are you doing on these mountains?" Or something like that.
You see the huge hulking body of the beast just freeze in place for a moment before, faster than you think possible for such a great creature, whips around, the tail carving a great furrow through the snow, smashing rocks down at the side. It just turns to face you and moves towards you with its mouth open and looms above you. Do a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Oh fuck. No.
You got this, bro.
Time to roll up a
No,
new
I
character.
don't.
What did we get?
Still rolling.
No worries.
16.
16. Oh, apologies. It's a wisdom anyway, so probably even better than that.
Oh, it should be 18 then.
Yeah, very good. So, the huge creature looming above you, it seems to tense itself, the frills at the side of its huge jaw spanning out, and the mouth opening. You see this bluish, icy white light inside welling up as it skids to a halt in front of you, but you manage to steel yourself, and you are not overwhelmed by the presence of this dragon. As it skids to a stop, looming above you, it looks down at you and looks in the eye. And you would notice, knowing Draconic, that this thing's speech is very broken. It's not like a flowing conversation. It kind of jumps from word to word, like a child almost, or a simple person. And it says to you, "What are you?"
I'm Sandral, and I'm making my way to Clan Archelon.
There's a glint of recognition in its eye, for it says, "Leave."
I better just warn you, there's some people coming from the other way. It looked like you were having trouble with those guys over there.
It snarls and lowers its head, and like its snout gets closer and closer to the front of your body. You see that it could swallow you in one bite. As it looks you again in the eye, and with one word just says, "Hunter."
Hunter? What?
That's the word it says. The questioning tone, looking at you.
No, I'm not hunting anyone. I'm just looking for Jorek.
You sort of see as the scales along the side of its face ripple and turn. This morbid grin replaces the snarl from before, and it just says, "Pray." And it tries to knock you to the ground. What do you do?
You done goofed.
What do you do? You can see it coming. It's basically trying to body check you with its
she's
shoulder.
just gonna bolt past it.
Towards the dwarves?
Past the dwarfs, yeah.
Behind the dwarves.
Past the dwarves.
Behind the
See ya!
dwarves is a vertical cliff face. They've been trapped here by the presence of the dragon.
Where was the other
Your
stairway?
option. Yeah, your option. The other stairway is back to the right.
Yeah, and she'd go that way.
Okay. Make a initiative roll for me, please.
Another roll for initiative.
We'll see.
Hmm.
Oh god, a 7.
Okay. It is faster than you. It's going to try and knock you to the ground. You can make either an athletics or acrobatics check to try and dodge this.
You got this, bro.
No, don't. 17.
17.
Yeah.
7. Ooh, okay. The hulking muscle, scaled white shoulder comes checking in towards you as it looks to use its brute force to pummel you into the ground. But with your agility, you're able to sidestep and glance off the side, kicking away from the flank of the beast as it whips around. It snarls in fury as you bounce off and bound away towards the stairs. I'm assuming you're just fucking gunning it.
He's gonna scream back, "See you later, fuckface," in Draconic, and just bolt as quickly as possible.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Truly the father's daughter.
Fly really fast.
She can run quite fast.
She can.
Yeah, but
At the moment, she's
Yeah.
got 65 feet.
Is that faster than a dragon's fly?
No, probably not.
Okay. I made a roll for the dragon. You hear a roar of annoyance behind you, and you just hear, "Run, prey!" But if you glance back over your shoulder, you do notice that it has turned back around towards the dwarves and looks to be
Oh, thank God.
them once more.
Jesus.
That, in the dragon, that could have gone very interestingly. Okay. With all this transpiring, that's why we need to do this first. What the rest of you see as you crest into this plateau is what Sandral saw first of all. You see the back of a huge white dragon. Sandral is nowhere to be seen. And you see a group of dwarves that you do recognize. Now, well, you have nothing to compare it to, but they are now in a state of begging. The guards are in a state of, they have prostrated themselves on the ground. Varda Sunderston, that you recognize, has spilled his entire coin purse. You see the glitter of platinum, gold, and silver across the white snow, and the dragon is just looming above them. It seems to be holding its head high in a pose of superiority and conquest over these creatures that look so small compared to its great bulk. The rest of you are stumbling now into this area, fully exhausted, your body struggling. What do you do?
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Well, if we keep going, we just get more exhaustion. So there's a bloody dragon right there.
How far away is the dragon?
So Sandral had sort of approached and spoken to it. The dragon is probably... It's still not that far away. Maybe 50 feet away from you.
Jesus.
But its attention does seem to be focused on the dwarves currently.
Do we want to
What,
help the dwarves?
Should we try and establish where Sandro is?
Yes. So what's Sandral's plan? Is it just keep pegging it, or is it stopping once you see you're not being pursued? What's the plan? You've only got the one level of exhaustion.
She would have, because she knows everyone else is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
She would have gotten to a point, so she would have overrun, so
Yeah.
she was sure it wasn't following it, and then tried to sneak back.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Everybody else? You've stumbled up here.
Mhm.
Well, Grace, let's do this in order. Grace, you're at the front of the marching order. What would be your reaction? I'll say for your benefit, Anya, Grace probably hasn't ever encountered a white dragon up close before. She has seen them. You do spot them occasionally moving between the peaks of the mountains, hunting and so on. And whenever she's seen them, she's seen fit, obviously, to obscure herself and her flock at that time. She does know that the white dragons are very much a sacred creature to the Clan Archelon, but Grace isn't part of Clan Archelon and not part of their religious sort of setting, and if anything, quite because of her worship of Bahamut and her own reading and her own work outside the clan, she knows that white dragons are quite bestial in nature. They are prone to greed, but they also love the hunt. They enjoy running down prey, freezing them with their frosty breath before taking them back to their lair to be consumed at their leisure. She knows that they are incredibly dangerous and unlikely to be reasoned with.
Okay. She would first of all act like she's on safari and she's seen a lion and be like, shh,
Yep.
and back away as slowly and as stealthily as possible.
Okay, so as you're all sort of cresting the top of the stairs, you see Grace's demeanor change instantly, and she holds her finger to her lips and begins to back you all up a little bit around the sort of corner behind the vertical cliff face. Do you say anything to people, Grace? Whisper? Hand signals? What do you want to try and communicate to people, or are you just telling them to wait?
No, she's just telling them to, like, she'd be like, dragon. But I'm also afraid that the dragon would hear that. As I don't know if dragons have particularly sensitive hearing.
You can do a nature check if you like.
To be fair, if it didn't basically take offense to the equivalent of Russian warship, go fuck yourself,
Yeah.
it will not probably attack someone who just whispers the word dragon, like in Mulan. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine, but she'll be like dragon, and just be like, back away.
Okay, so Atala and Bunga, you're probably the only ones close enough to hear the whisper. You hear Grace say dragon, back away.
Can Bungo see the dwarves though?
Yeah, I'll say with Bungo and Atala just behind Grace, the two of you did crest over the top as well before Grace began to back you back down the steps.
Tala is curiously and eagerly looking over the crest to see the dragon. So, oh my, that's really big.
We cannot abandon those dwarfs.
What do we want to do?
Fuck it, it's what Bungo would do. He's gonna get on his shield and start skidding down towards the dragon.
Wait.
Okay.
No, it's what Bungo would do.
As Bungo's doing that, then Atala's going to cast a spell.
Okay. What spell is she casting?
She's going to cast Major Image.
Okay.
And she's going to make something appear.
Okay.
Is it another like girly dragon with lipstick and big eyelashes to just be like?
Well, I was thinking another dragon, maybe. But it would know the dragons around here, so maybe a different beast. What other beasts are quite large in this area, Tom?
You've fought
Blam?
an abominable yeti, which is very large. You know that there might be other chromatic dragons, or potentially even a metallic dragon in this area. You know there are giants who are famed for their size.
They have rival dragons.
Potentially, yeah. Tala's quite well read. Do a nature or history check for me, please.
History.
Dragons are a popular topic for writers.
Yeah.
13. Yeah, I'd say you know the basics of some of the chromatic colors. You would know that white dragons are very solitary creatures and are pretty much any other predator in their area is either a rival or they don't consider it worthy enough. Really, they certainly don't have friendships or alliances or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just have like whatever she knows as to be like a rival type dragon, like land up here, like above?
It'd probably be another white dragon.
Yeah, another white dragon.
What's the maximum size of the major image?
20-foot square, I think.
20-foot square. Okay, interesting, because that does
Major
place
image.
it bigger than the white dragon in front of you.
Yeah, 20-foot cube.
So
I got a bad feeling about it.
It's literally just a distraction.
up here. Ooh, mate, it's so thin.
Hannah, don't piss the dragon off anymore by it being. It's going to go into attack the other dragon. It'll just boop out of existence,
It
and
will.
then the dragon will be more angry.
I can have this dragon move about and dodge the attack. So I'm just
Okay.
distracting this one so he gets
So-
out of the way.
Things are going to start happening very quickly now. So, combat or otherwise, I think I want things to move into initiative.
Okay.
So, could everyone please, and anyone who has at least one level of exhaustion, which is everybody,
hmm
you need to make this roll with disadvantage because it is an ability check.
Would mine be a straight roll because I get advantage because of the shield?
Absolutely. Yep.
Wait, sorry, what did you say we needed to do?
That's annoying.
Initiative with disadvantage, please, and drag yourself onto the map.
Don't know why it said advantage, but it didn't roll with advantage.
Weird.
No, it did roll with advantage. How do you... That's annoying. I don't think...
Mine did auto
Good.
advantage.
Yeah, mine keeps doing auto advantage.
That's fine, we can look at the numbers. So, Blam, your first roll would have been a 14, so that's correct anyway. Bungo, your first roll would have been 3 lower than that, so I will change you, or you can do it yourself when you put yourself on.
I rolled the one above, would have been a 19, would have been.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, there you go. So, 21.14. Just put 21 for now.
But you say we were about 50 foot away, didn't you? So
Yes. Thank you. Tala got the 3. What are you giggling at? You need to be on the map, Grace.
I'm trying to find myself, but I came across the picture of Bjarna Baghorn,
Oh, yeah.
and it was making me laugh. I can't find Grace. Oh, there she is. Yeah, no, I found it.
Tom, can you add Sandral's initiative? It's 5.
No worries at all. Guards. Do the dead guy.
So, yeah. Did I cast the dragon already, or?
Yes, that will have happened already, yeah. It's worked out quite nicely because it'll be Bungo going first. Is that everyone? Oh, no, I need to roll for
I have it standing on the mountain, laughing down at this dragon.
laughing. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Grace's pilgrimage. We've got Father Wright, who's still strapped to Blam.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be
Oh my god, it's
interesting.
like a human shield. He increases your AC, but is
Yeah.
likely to get hit.
Blam, I put you on the map. You are max health.
And it being like, Blam, that way.
It's not commanding Blam on you. Jesus.
Oh my god, is it like Pacific Rim? They've melded.
Yeah, now I want the fucking music. God damn it. Father Wrights rolled 4. And then we've got Gangsethal. And the Abtals.
More like Shank a fool. Get in there, get in.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well-
you can do an insight check if you want to see if you figured out what his combat capabilities are.
He reads books.
He's a warlock.
Pen is mightier than the sword.
And then gangster, that was the last one. Right. Thank you for your patience. I believe that's everyone. Sandrell, you said you headed away, overran, but once you were happy you weren't being followed, you began to kind of stalk back towards the opening. Would you have changed your behavior at all hearing a roar?
Sandrell,
Yes.
she would still be keeping low. She knows that everyone's coming, so it could be related to that. But it could also be related to him killing all dwarves.
Okay, I've got in mind how far away Sandrell is. Okay.
How tall is this, by the way, Tom? I imagined it as really tall.
The rocks, yeah, are already about 20 feet up. So with the limit of your image, the dragon is towering about 40 feet maximum up in the air right now.
Oh, 20 feet. That's not very high.
There's a 20-foot cube, right?
Oh, yeah. I meant landing on the high rocks, like away from it, like looking down on the dragon. See what I mean?
Yeah. So the rocks that you've highlighted there are about 20 feet.
Yeah.
If you wanted the
20
highest
feet.
rocks possible,
Yeah.
you could probably get another 20 feet up, maybe with the rocks over on this side instead. What's the range
Okay,
on major image?
Yeah, let me just have a look. 120 feet?
Oh yeah, you could definitely do it then, if you wanted to just maximize as much height as possible.
Yeah, I just wanted it to get far away, so it has to get really far away. Like the furthest away possible.
Okay, let's put it like right up in the corner then. Okay, can you put it in chat, please, if you wouldn't mind, just so I can read? Completely real. Sound, smells, temperature. Cool.
That's
Yep,
a big old
okay.
time order.
Got that in mind. Yeah, so as it appears, the dragon's attention immediately shifts over to it, and it actually backs up slightly away from it and roars up towards the conjured image dragon.
Hell
up
yeah.
there. But we will. So this is happening. We will go into initiative order. Things are happening very snappily. Bungo, what do you do? Let's get some
Fuck.
music.
Well, it kind of changes now. There's another dragon appeared.
Mm-hmm.
You'd know it's the Talas, though, right?
No, but... Fuck.
Oh,
Remember, it's a sacred dragon.
Ah, fuck it. This looks pretty desperate for these dwarves, right? Like, I can see that one's dead over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna get as near as I can, which is only half my movement, so 12 feet. 12.5 feet. So how far back am I?
So I think Atala has it right that you guys are about 50 feet back, so you're starting 20 feet off the map.
Still within range. Fuck it, I'm gonna divine intervention and call out to Lyra and say, "Be gone with this foul beast!"
Holy shit. Okay. What is... Holy fuck. Okay, what does that look like with Bungo? Is he like throwing his arms up to the heavens?
He's
What
running.
does he
He's
do?
just running forward as fast as he can, and he's just like gripping the symbol of Lear, and he pulls it, and it breaks the necklace off the thing, and he just holds it above his head, like charging forwards.
Holy shit. Well, You know how this works.
Yeah.
Roll the dice.
Let's see. No.
Damn it.
The thimble in your hand flashes hot. The bright yellow, orange, and red stars shimmer, but there's a feeling of missed connection, almost.
Wait. Can I
Oh.
have Falump's help to re-roll it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's...
Here a little.
That's like every day.
It is every day, yeah.
Still no.
Yeah, even with PJ, you just hear a little. Sorry, Bungo. In the back of your mind.
It was
Anything
all
else on your
PJ.
turn?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. Gray.
Hmm.
I believe you only have one point of exhaustion, right? So it's just ability
Yep.
checks. Yeah.
Yep. So this thing's backing up away from the caster.
Yeah. In this immediate 6 seconds, you see the creature roaring and these brutal, deep hisses as well up towards this huge conjured image of a dragon up here. In fact, I may as well just.
I really don't fucking know.
I'm hoping the dwarves just run past and come this way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially the only thing I can think of. I run 20 feet. I run close enough for them, the dwarves, to notice me. I don't know if they can already see us this far away or not.
Their attention has been pulled out. Well, actually, no. With a Thomas major image, they have also looked up this way in a sort of. I think you'd see the guard just like, oh god, and backing away.
In between the two.
Varda's got a look on his face of just like, fucking give me a break.
Okay.
But you could call out.
I could, couldn't I? Or not try and draw attention to myself. Would you accept something? And I know it's going to be a disadvantage, but fuck it. Like, can I move? Maybe even dash? I shouldn't need to dash. No, I'm only 20 feet off. So can I do it, but stealthily?
Yeah.
I can't remember if I don't know. I don't need to move half speed or whatever.
Neither can I, but you're very good at what you do. It will still be at disadvantage because of
Yes,
the
yeah,
exhaustion.
Oh shit.
In that case, he will yell out then. Hi!
Well, he yells out as he falls over and face plants into the snow.
Yeah,
As he
he's
moves
waving his
forward.
arms, covered in snow, just hi!
What was
Trying to
what
get
was,
the door's attention.
what was the original plan?
Just get close enough and just visually kind of beckon them over.
So, maybe just on the map.
Yeah, if it looks like they can't see him, he'd move closer.
Yeah.
As close as need be until they do.
And yeah, I'm sorry. Double natural ones. I have to put you.
Yep.
Right. In stark contrast to the shadowy mist grey that disappeared into the abandoned bear caves, what seems like so long ago now. You see this grey in a hodgepodge of limbs and leather armor just go and tumble down into the snow face first.
You know what? Fuck it. In that case, bonus action.
Yep.
Dash, and I'll use that to get up.
Yeah.
Try and recover. It's like I didn't fall over. No, it was just a.
He hops back up to his feet
Yep.
and dusts off some of the snow.
And yeah, just spend the rest of the turn just waving them over, like, get over here now.
Okay, call out to them. Very good. That brings us to. Oh. No, that's fine. Brings us to the dragon itself. So, its eyes are locked with this image that you've conjured, Sandral. How far away did you want it to be from the dragon? I mean, your range is 120 feet in the first place, right?
Yeah. I wanted it to be, far away enough that it would have to, like, if it was going to come after the dragon, it would have to go quite a ways.
Okay.
As far as you can, then I guess.
Pretty much, as far as as high up, really. You know how, like, in Skyrim, where the dragon like jumps on top of the building and like shoots downward, but like even taller than that. Like,
The
really
dragon, he's called Alduin, the Eater of Worlds.
Eater of Worlds, yeah.
I eat the world. Okay.
But yeah, he's basically trying to just like snigger and laugh at this smaller dragon down here. Trying to sort of scare him off, like I'm bigger than you Dumbo.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's bigger, and this is a very dragon eat dragon world.
It's always a bigger fish.
I can do a save for it, I think. Okay. Not to recognize the illusion, that's not a thing, but it seems there's a moment where it's backing up and hissing, and you can see it almost glancing around looking for an escape, but then it kind of steels itself, and it does use this rock here to launch itself up into the air and flies 80 feet towards the illusion.
Oh!
So these both are just off the map right now.
Oh boy!
And it doesn't quite get there on its turn either.
Okay. Okay.
Vada is not an idiot and sees the fucking opportunity. 25 and dash goes running right past Grey.
Oh.
Although actually the glasses have come off.
Literally. Oh boy.
Yeah, he turns around to the guards, points at the floor in front of him, and just says, "Gather all of this up," and then begins to run.
Wow.
Gather all
dick.
of this up, like the coins on the ground, just thrown down.
What a dick.
At the end of his turn, the dragon is going to use one of its legendary actions.
Damn it.
To... Yeah, it'll have to be a wing attack just to move itself. So that's 2 legendary actions burned. It's only got 1 left. Half its slide speed. Yeah, this does bring it to the big illusion of the dragon, and I'm afraid, yeah, as it reaches that dragon, you see its claws coming out for a raking strike across it, and as it goes through the image, it just kind of phases through it, and the dragon turns back to the group of you and lets out an almighty roar.
Well, got it further away.
Sandral, you hear a roar. You hear sort of shouting voices off in the distance. Are you running, or are you creeping closer?
She try and scale whatever this is.
Oh, like cut through to the other side.
Yeah. So
Okay.
she's on top of it.
Yeah, make an athletics check for me, please. At disadvantage, because you are exhausted.
Yeah. God, this must be what it's like playing on Emmy's computer. What a burn.
Get wrecked!
I'm sure that would have hurt more if I'd actually heard you say it and understood it properly at the time. I was like, who the fuck is Emma?
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Oh, well.
Muddled burn. Right, what do we get?
I haven't rolled
Have you
yet.
done it?
It's still
Oh, it
loading.
just hasn't rolled.
Well, it's just loading the page. Athletics.
Athletics, please. Which you are
Disadvantage.
proficient.
Yep.
And it's disadvantage. So a second time is needed.
Okay, someone.
Okay, it's either 14 or
Come on.
14 would be enough.
19.
Hey, nice.
14.
Okay, yeah. Even with the exhaustion starting to set in, you've got to see what's going on, and you steel yourself, and you begin to clamber up the rocks. That will cut the time needed for you to arrive. I don't know why I gave Father Right initiative.
Wait,
He's
she
just
would
there.
have. She would have 110 if she was dashing.
Okay. Does she have a
Would she
climbing
get on the
speed?
map?
Or anything to do with her monk
No.
class, which allows her to
Oh,
climb particularly well.
probably not.
Slow for...
Wait, she's a monk. I thought she was a ranger.
She's both.
Bit of both, baby.
Dang.
No, she doesn't yet.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll keep that in mind. You will probably arrive
Okay.
on the map next turn.
Okay.
Yeah, Father Right's just lolling around in front of Blam. The guards... Yeah, these two start gathering up the gold on the floor. This one's just gonna fucking run. He's dashing. He's still spending their action gathering it up. Gangsathal, kind of looking around, probably calls you out, Grace, and is like, Miss Gods, what are we doing?
This wasn't part of the brochure.
I'll be honest, I genuinely have no idea, but I don't know what Grace would do. Tom, take it away.
I guess you're kind of going off your companions as well, right? People are running, maybe, I don't know.
They are not worthy of Bahamut. Therefore, the dragon may eat them.
I ran towards
They
it.
have a step boost.
I think she's just like, you bunch of idiots. You're gonna get eaten, and I'm gonna laugh. No, I have no idea. I genuinely don't know what she would do.
Yeah, that's okay. Stunned in the moment. Gangsathal looks around and then just kind of goes, well, let's go! And starts to running
Yup.
away.
And
So
Grace would just...
50 feet, 60 feet. Yeah, I'll say he gets to the base of the steps.
Guys, why do we think we can outrun a dragon?
Yeah.
That is,
Easy.
that is a consideration.
I ran towards it, not away from it.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, Sanjar's the fastest, so it's all the slowpokes who'll get eaten first.
Yeah.
Steps over there. Okay. Well, I'm afraid. Oh, last legendary action. It's gonna use. Doesn't really need to. Doesn't really need to use any of the other legendary actions. Yeah, I might as well just do it. Oh my god! Burned a natural 20 for you. The dragon has properly moved around in the air now, and there's this vicious, intelligent hunter's glint in its eyes as every one of you that glances up towards it just feels like the dragon's staring right at you. It has seen everyone.
Cool.
Grace, your turn.
Well, would everyone that's on the screen be on the map?
You're about 20 feet off the map at the moment. Gray. is on it.
Everyone. Okay. But he'd still be within 20 feet, right? Okay.
If you moved up, you could have everyone within 20 feet of you, yeah?
Right, well, she's doing that, and she would shout, stay within 30 feet, and she will use a charge of the platinum scale to cast Holy Aura.
Oh, shit.
What?
Okay. Let's get that in the chat.
And then that covers Tempkin, Rayla, and everyone in this 3 quad plus
Yeah.
Grey. Not gangster pal. He's fucked himself by running away. Yes,
So you see Grace step up, stoic strides in front of you all as she calls this out, touches the reliquary around her neck, and there's this huge flare of silver, platinum shaded light, almost in like an orb around her, and you all find yourselves feeling a lot safer than you were before. Let's have a quick look at Holy Aura.
Do you want me to read it to you? Because it's on my screen at the moment anyway.
It's okay, love. I'm going to put it in the old chat.
Well, I disagree.
I like that Tom sounds like he's on a stage when he's like, let's take a look at Holy Aura.
Let's take a look at Holy Aura.
If there's one thing I can tell you, Hannah, that is how Tom lives his entire life.
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Let's take a look at what you could have won.
And a cuddly toy.
Up to Grace. And round slow. Divine light washes out from you and coalesces in a soft radiance in a 30-foot radius around you. Creatures of your choice in that radius when you cast a spell shed dim light. Wow, so you're all glowing now. And have advantage on all saving throws. And other creatures have disadvantage on all attack rolls against them until the spell ends. In addition, when a
Holy
fiend or an
creepy.
undead hits an affected creature with a melee attack, the aura flashes with brilliant light. Attacker must succeed on a con save or be blinded until the spell ends. Shit! Okay, so there's just this platinum flaring light around Grace as she strides forward.
You're welcome.
Pretty fucking cool. Atala.
Tyler. Looking all out of spells now. Not out of rest.
Oh, hang on. To be clear, Grace, because you know how this works, the people don't have to stay near you. The 30 foot is immediately, and then they have it on them as long as you concentrate.
Oh,
So,
even better.
Would you have still said, or would you have just been like,
No, if
Yeah.
she knew that, then she wouldn't say that.
cool. So that's for everyone else to be aware of as well. You don't need to stay next to Grace.
Okay, good. It's a dragon.
Yep.
Not really anything I can do. Oh, what's the distance on that one? 30 feet. Useless. Useless. No, nothing I can do. Just gonna hide in the snow.
Yeah, we hiding in the snow.
I'm
Where
hiding
you
in
are,
the
are you
snow.
moving first?
I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. It's a good
Still
holy
20 foot.
aura. You're 20 foot off the map, yeah?
Yep.
Did you cast it on Varda as well, Anya? Grace? He's the dwarf, he's next to Grey at the moment. Yeah. And the random guard. Okay. Put this fucking sign on everyone. It's alright. And Atala as well. Okay, roger that, Atala. Thank you. The Abtals are going to run, because that's a dragon. Bungo, back to you at the top of the round. Oh. Bungo,
Sorry, I
bungo.
was muted.
All good.
Fuck. Well, I'm gonna run forward as much as I can, so I think I can get onto the map, right?
Yes, yeah.
Get to there. Shit.
Oh, and Atala, with you hiding, could you do a stealth check for me, please?
Yeah.
With disadvantage.
The range. 60 feet.
13.
Roger that.
No, not in range. we do?
Remember, we're on exhaustion 3.
Blam's not on the turn order.
Oh.
Oh shit. Blamathy.
Ah!
It's all good. I think you did roll it. I just must have not put you on. Yeah, that's my bad. So 60. And you can go now, Blamathy.
Oh, I don't know what to do.
It's okay, no one does. Literally no one does.
I'm not on the map yet, am I? I'm just like,
You're about 20 feet off of it, with Father Right strapped to your belly.
Probably want to unstrap him.
Yeah, you could
Why?
spend your turn unstrapping him and putting him down. If you want. Just throw him down in the snow.
I don't. That seems kind of harsh, but also sensible.
Oh, it needs to be some kind of combat mode where you like swing him onto your back instead or something.
Wield
The
him.
leg.
Yeah, I'll probably unstrap him.
Okay. So you spend your action unstrapping him, putting him down, putting him somewhere safe, putting him on the ground. What's the plan?
I'm trying to put him somewhere kind of safe, maybe propped up against a rock or something.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. So he's placed down, propped up. I'll put him to the side, propped up against the rock. Roger that. And yeah, he just slumps against the rock. He's fucking done. Don't think he even knows there's a dragon. Thank you. So yes, back to Bungo at the top of the round.
Wow, since Blam has... Does Blam look ready for combat, George? What's his sort of stance?
Not too ready. He sort of looks a bit confused. He's not
Okay,
sure what to do.
in that case then... Could Bungo get into touch range of Blam, Tom?
Yeah, I'll say just about.
Okay. In that case, then he'll look up to Blam and sort of look up to the dragon and say, "I think now's a better time than any, old friend." And he's gonna touch the axe Blam is using and cast Holy Weapon on it, and
Ooh.
and for roleplay reasons, Bungo wants to transform it into a pinwheel.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. I'll say yeah. The end of the axe. There's now like this golden orange light of Lyra in the shape of this carving pinwheel, spinning at the end of the axe.
Is it that thing from Bloodborne, right?
Yes. Cool, Stefan.
2d8. Very cool. Concentration.
That's my bonus action. For my action, I'm just gonna dash another 10 feet.
Yep.
Get like there.
Very cool. Great.
Yeah. Got this fancy old light on. But he's coming down toward us. Did you say both of these guys are picking shit up?
Yeah, they're like desperately like just scraping using their hands as like little shovels, just trying to scrape it into their whatever bags and backpacks they've thrown onto the ground.
Yeah.
We'll go to the end of this round and stop for the evening, just so everyone's aware.
Cool.
Okay. Go in there. Help them. Start
Cool.
gathering some of it up himself.
Gathering it to himself or helping them scrape it into their bags?
Himself. He'll just, yeah, he'll hold it.
When you say help them, what you actually mean is run up and start grabbing coin that isn't yours thrown on the ground.
Let's decide whether it's borrowing or not later on.
Do you say
Let's
anything
get
to them?
ourselves.
Is that what Gray's saying to them?
He'll probably just say, idiots need to run. Something like that.
Okay.
But sees what they're doing, so tries to help finish the job
Yeah, of course.
I don't know how much shit they had to pick up. Would I be able to get the rest of it in my turn?
Blah, 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 blah.
Essentially freeing them up.
Yeah, especially because of your thief fast hands and stuff. Yeah, I'd say so. You're familiar with coin. You're very good at all of this. I'd say for now, it's a lot of money. You can probably add about 200 platinum and another.
I'll make it. Actually, no, fuck it. Yeah, I will add it to my thing. But if you want to make a note of that, maybe.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Would you say 200 platinum?
Yeah.
Because you never know, they may not get the chance to ask me to get back.
Yeah,
And they're the only ones who know I've picked it up.
10 gems as well. Cool. Okay.
And then I guess that would have been an action.
I'd say to get it all, it would be action and bonus action, so you have the choice of whether to do that or not.
I will, but I still have 20 feet.
Yep.
Start legging it back.
Very good.
That's it.
Okay. The dragon regains all 3 legendary actions and just begins flying back. However, it was 100 feet off, so 80 feet of flying brings it 20 feet off the map at the top. Yep. And as it reaches that point, seeing the guys as they're now starting to pick themselves up, seeing you running away, I think you're just out. So the rest of you, as Gray's like running back with the coins and the gems, you just see the dragon beating its wings and swooping down, and it opens its jaw, and you're all like, you kind of want to cry out to warn Gray, but there's just this booming as this huge torrent of ice just bursts forth from the dragon's mouth, and Gray is literally outrunning it on the edge of it as the ice goes up behind him and dissipates just behind Gray, like the back of your hair just like flash freezes, the tips of your hair streaming out behind you. The guards, I'll make their checks, but
Or sods.
not likely.
Do it! Do it! Don't make it for nothing.
Another John Cena. They
Yeah,
rolled
man.
quite well. Let me check what they needed to roll. Ooh, 90. One of them makes it. One of them doesn't.
Hey!
You roll. Okay. Okay. The one further away manages to dive to one side and like pull up his clothes to help cover him, and the ice washes over him, but you can see he kind of pushes himself free, snaps some of the frozen ice around him, and begins to move. But as you look to the other guard, his hands are just frozen out in front of him, and you see he's just rock solid ice. Just still.
Oh, shit.
It has used its breath now, though. But for it. And that is its action, so it's not going to dash. Blam.
Blam. So what are the dragons doing?
And it's not a lady dragon, whoever's drawing on things. That illusory dragon, cast by Atala, has now been left behind. The main dragon has now flown back. It is where it is on the map. Right now. Oh no, it's not. It's 20 feet off the map further up. Anya's enjoying the lady dragon. And it used its breath weapon to freeze solid one of the guards, and the other one is badly hurt, and Gray just managed to escape.
Huh.
So it is attacking.
Huh.
Yep, that's a fair reaction, yep.
Hmm. I want to hide.
Okay. Behind some
Don't we all?
rocks in the snow.
Behind some rocks if there is some.
Yeah, you can go off the side, kind of near where Father Right is.
Yeah, hide with Father Right.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me at disadvantage because you do have exhaustion.
Yeah. Go on, Father Right. We'll be alright.
You look to see Blam crouched behind the rock, but looking over it with his eyes and holding the axe up next to him, which is glowing bright orange with a pinwheel spinning above it. A creature will use 2 of its legendary actions to do another wing attack, which allows it to fly half its speed. So it is now on the map, and it gets to there. Legendary actions down there. As it swoops down towards the half-frozen guard. Varda. Between Bungo and Grace. Yeah, he actually addresses you both. Kind of like flicking his head from side to side, and he's just like, I'll pay you whatever you want, whatever you need. Just get me out of here, make me safe, get me away from that thing. And he just kind of cowers behind the 2 of you. The dragon will use its last legendary action to make a tail attack against the guard.
You got this.
It rolls a natural 20
You got.
for a total of 30 damage. As you see it swoop down and land on the ground, it actually overshoots the guard, and you think perhaps he's making it out before you see the huge white tail of the dragon just slam down on top of the guard. And when it lifts up, there's nothing but a red mulch on the ground and a collection of broken armor.
Oh. Shit.
Guard's dead. That is its last legendary action, though.
Well.
Dandral, you're climbing over the rocks. You're kind of slightly off the map now on the overlook next to the next set of stairs. Steps going up. You can see everything in front of you as you reach this point. What would you like to
So
do?
where is she on the map?
Kind of like another 10, 20 feet off from where you are at the moment.
Yeah,
If you
so
look
she wants to
down
get-
onto the steps, you'd actually see the Grace's flock starting to flee up the stairs.
Yeah, so she wants to get to light over her. There.
Yeah, like hopping along the big rocks as she's getting there.
Yeah. Can she
Very
do that
good.
with her movement?
How much is her normal movement?
55.
Oh, yeah, you could.
Okay. She sees the dragon. She's going to shoot at the dragon.
Awesome.
So firstly, she's going to... Okay. Okay. Got to so much stuff.
Hell yeah. So you hop along the top of the rocks nimbly before
Yeah.
skidding to a firing
Okay. Yeah. She's going
Loose.
to shoot at it.
Hell yeah.
About time someone did some taping. So it just goes pink, bounce.
We'll see.
19.
19 to hit. Does hit.
And then
Hey.
she-
Arrow
Ew.
flies forth. Cuts between some scales.
She'll designate it as her bonus action.
Favored bow.
Yeah.
extra d4 to the damage.
1, 2. You just roll it.
I'm just imagining Kieran like fucking Wizard of Oz, like pulling all these different levers and stuff behind the curtain.
2.
Designate your favored foe. Beep beep boop boop.
And a second shot. It's actually +1. Oh.
I can't see any of this, so you just got to tell me the damage.
Oh no, I didn't. Okay. I'll do the damage. Okay. So it's. Fuck, this dice roll so. So it's 9 plus 2. So 11 points of magic damage.
Very nice.
Then, second shot. Is a 20, which hits, right?
20 hits. Yep. Apologies. Yep.
And does 11 plus. So 13 overall for the second shot.
Very nice. Yeah, both hit. The rest of you, if you didn't spot her before leaping across the rocks, your attention is cooled up as you just hear the keening sound of arrows cutting through the air, loosed one after the other towards the dragon. You see them sink into the body, and a small trickle of red blood begin to form down the side of the dragon. Very nice.
And then she'll move just up a bit there.
Awesome. On the right, Blam, as you're crouching there, looking over and sort of hearing Sandrel loosing arrows across the dragon, you feel something. You feel a frail hand touch the back of your leg behind you, and you turn to see Father Wright looking up at you, his eyes barely open, blearily looking up.
I believe in you, son.
I've always loved you. Only your mother can see you now.
Sorry.
God rest her soul.
I couldn't resist.
And he says, guys, fucking hell, says, I can't do it now. Platinum Dragon. The Platinum Dragon watches over us all. And he casts Shield of Faith on you, Blam.
I wish you could see what Tom was acting out at the same time as saying that as well. It's excellent.
And it would have been really cool. You guys are mean. So funny. So he does that, and you feel it's like you see this spectral, shimmering silver shield appear around you, Blam. And you gain 2 AC.
Nice.
Yeah. The last guard.
With him strapped to your front, you get like +4 AC.
Yeah, but he has to concentrate on the spell, so that 4 AC disappears real
It's
fast.
true.
The last guard. Seeing Varda run away, seeing his companion slaughtered. Yeah. He shrugs off the backpack with a pickaxe and the tent and everything behind it, unslings a heavy crossbow from his side,
Oh,
and just starts walking towards the dragon.
what a badass! What the
Oh
fuck?
shit.
And as he moves past you, Gray goes into like a kneeling firing position. You can see he's well trained, clearly a military experience. He's gonna loose a shot.
I will say this guy is living up to the Sunderson name, Tom.
The guard.
No.
Oh no, Varda.
Varda, yeah.
yeah, he is. What a family. He hits. He fucking hits. He rolled well.
Ooh.
Yeah, 9 damage. As the heavy crossbow bolt thunks into the side of the dragon. and you just see the guy just in some military trance just start reloading the crossbow. Gangster Thal is running up the stairs. Grace.
I guess I can't do anything that requires concentration, right?
It would break Holy Aura, yep.
Yeah. Damn it.
But any other spells you can do?
Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Oh no, wait, that doesn't work. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about this, as I think you can probably tell.
None of us have, don't worry.
You can move forward onto the map further, or you could reply to Varda. He said he'd pay you whatever you want to get him out of here and keep him safe.
Literally, she would have replied with the world's biggest eye roll.
Very cool.
Yeah, she'd move further onto the map.
Okay. Grace starts striding forward. Her robes billowing out behind her in the wind, the rain driving down.
And she would use... Oh, crossbow. Can I do that?
Of course, yeah.
24.
Definitely hits, yeah. Ooh, divine strike.
14 damage.
Very cool. So the crossbow pulled up, a much sleeker, lighter variant than the one wielded by the Dwarven Guard. The bolt flies forth, splitting the air, and as it strikes, you see this platinum flash of light as it hits into the dragon.
Are you trying to say that a woman can only hit a white dragon with a crossbow if it's a light crossbow?
I'm saying you rolled an attack with a light crossbow.
How dare you? I'm going to report you to the police for misogyny.
You do
Oh my
that.
god.
No second attack for clerics. Anything with your bonus action?
No, because I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action without...
Okay. Atala.
Oh, wait. You
Oh.
can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. Yeah, fuck it, I'll do that again.
No, that's
Same
two
thing
weapon
again.
fighting.
Huh?
Are you looking at two weapon fighting?
No, it says War Priest. When you use the
Oh.
attack, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. You can use this feature 4 times per long rest.
Cool.
Fucking awesome. Do it. So
do it
yeah,
again.
As she strides forward, you just see Grace. In fact, I'm going to go further than that. I'm going to say you don't even reload it, Grace. A platinum shard of light appears in the crossbow itself as you fire it once more.
21,
There's a light cross.
That hits. Hey, nice one, Kieran.
13.
Excellent. 2 solid hits.
Does a light crossbow not have reload
It does,
property?
but I'm voiding that because it's cool.
No, it's
No.
because it's a lady crossbow, so it doesn't.
Don't make me take that back, for the love of God. Right, the Oh, sorry, Atala. I almost skipped you. I did skip you. Beep, beep, beep.
Really have anything I can do, really?
Eldritch
just-
Blast. Oh, you don't even have that.
No, Eldritch Blast. I will. I did have something in mind. Don't know if I can get there though. 20, 15, 15. Kind of. 60 foot, yeah. I will cast. It's 60 foot Mind Sliver.
Oh, what kind of save?
It's an intelligence save.
Ooh, smart.
It's a mind slither.
That's
Yeah.
a 10.
It
Ew.
failed.
Nice.
Not great damage. It was at disadvantage on a saving.
Ooh, very cool. I'll put that on it.
Reroll
Little broken head.
Oh.
Skull. 10? Yeah, that's not nothing. 10 psychic damage. Yeah, you see it flinch as you reach into its mind.
Nice. I'm on the map now, though. Right there.
Okay, got it. Is that everything?
Yep.
The Abtals also continue to run up the steps. They're very far away from the dragon now. And that ends out the round. Holy shit! Okay. I
Guess
really
we're
didn't
fighting
know.
the
Yeah, I really didn't know what you guys were doing in this situation, but it was interesting to me that Sandral arrived early, so you kind of got a view of things happening and all this stuff. Holy shit. Also, rolling Blizzard for that section of the fucking incline was so brutal. I was like, oh, Jesus.
You're welcome, guys.
Oh. Make me proud, son. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cannon.
I wish it was true now.
I know you. Right. Well, thank you all. We will. Can everyone do next Sunday? Is next Sunday a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I can't do the 24th, so I don't know if we
Okay.
wanted to, because usually the 17th will be our week off, but I don't know if we want to rearrange it slightly.
I would usually agree with that, but I will be. Well, it's at 7:30. No, yeah, I can do the 17th. 17th is Easter Sunday, if that changes people's stuff.
Alternatively, I could just do the 25th instead of the 24th.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when my aunt's going home, so I will check with my mother tomorrow because I may be needed next Sunday.
How do people feel about Easter in general? Do we want to skip that one?
I don't do anything on Easter, but
No, Easter's nothing to me.
Chocolate egg.
I get lots of chocolate eggs, and in general, but it'll probably be like an Easter lunch my mum wants to do. Okay, well, yeah.
well, that's 2 weeks away
I think it'll
anyway.
probably be closer to the time.
Yeah. So give us a shout. We can always be flexible, but we'll keep that in mind for Natalie. If it's possible, we'll do Easter and then skip the 24th.
Okay.
Cool. Be kind of cool to have 3 on the trot anyway.
Yeah.
After we've had a bit of a
Because-
gap.
The 17th would be cool because it's bank holiday the 18th, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Am I right in assuming are we all off work that Monday?
I am.
Paul's blood's got to work bank holiday.
Probably.
Oh.
Oh, poor George.
Brutal. Right. Well played, everyone. That's fucking awesome.
Thanks, Tom.
I hope you're enjoying the absolute suffering that is climbing this mountain. I love the thought of you guys getting to Jurek and just being like, "You don't know what we've gone through to get here." You fuck.
Is this
If
just...
we get up there and he's surrounded by sexy dragon ladies being given a massage or
He's
something,
just hanging out. Yeah.
he is obvious. We are going to kill him.
He went missing because he went for the spa on the next mountain. Yeah.
Is this whole campaign just revenge for when I made you go up to the Amber Temple?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dirt. But no, fucking awesome moments, guys. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's good.
And I like that the tradition of John Cena has been carried on.
Oh, he's such a boy.
Right, well, thank you all.
See you
Have a
later.
lovely
later.
evening. Thank you for staying a bit later. Have a good night.
Thank
Good luck.
you. Good night.
Good luck getting
Good
back
night,
tomorrow,
everyone.
Kieran.
Thanks, chaps.
Thanks.